from you, I'd be the happiest woman alive. Doctor! Doctor! Help! Hey, which way you're putting your hands up?
How can I convince you that I'm most terribly and sincerely sorry?
By standing and fighting like a true gentleman of honor.
How dare you insult the doctor? He is the most honorable man I have ever met.
Oh, thank you.
Such loyalty, and spoken by a fine lady.
My name is Erimem Ushinteperen.
And by which tongue-twisting name do you go?
Oh, I'm just the doctor.
Ah, good. Then you can attend to your wounds once I've finished with you. On guard!
Oh, please, can we stop this? Would it help if I said I have to gain an audience with the king on a matter of national security that may even threaten the life of Queen Anne?
Then I'd say that you are more of a fool than you look. The king is preparing for the state ball this evening and will see no one, especially a peasant like you.
State ball?
Another coincidence, Doctor.
I doubt it. A state ball, you say? Then, gentlemen, it is imperative that I see the king immediately. As two noble, gallant musketeers, I'm sure you already have the favor of His Majesty a dozen times over.
You are correct in that assumption. But you mistake me for a fool if you think I'm going to let you just walk straight into the throne.
You Gascons have no idea about social etiquette, do you?
Doctor, it is obvious these street ruffians are unable to help. I doubt that the king even knows their names.
I'll have you know we were in the company of the king not half an hour ago.
Yeah, he gave us a sovereign. He always listens to us.
Then prove it.
Oh, well, that's different. Anything for a lady.
Anne, I haven't finished with you.
But I have finished with you. Do you wonder why I didn't want to come back?
We have to settle this.
Settle what? I'm in no mood to talk, and I'm weary from my journey.
Oh, how very convenient. Just another excuse to go running off to your bed. Or that of your lover.
What are you talking about?
That little harlot de Chevreuse paid me a visit today.
How nice for you.
Oh, she didn't expect to see me, no. She had a letter for you. A letter, no doubt, from him.
I have no idea.
Don't patronize me! It was from Buckingham, wasn't it? You've seen him again, haven't you? And you're using de Chevreuse to courier your squalid little love letters.
How could I possibly be seeing Buckingham? You banished him from France.
Well, you usually find a way around my rules. You always do. You can't provide me with an heir. And yet you spread yourself around the courts of Europe. I should be rid of you.
The Cardinal would never allow it.
Richelieu is not on the throne, Anne. I think that you forget who holds the real power in France.
Oh, I don't think so.
Don't push me to do something that I might regret.
Too late. We're already married.
Your Majesty, I'm terribly sorry to drop in unannounced. We need to talk.
Musketeers! What is the meaning of this?
Remember, Delmar, this was your idea.
I am not gonna tell you again. Get your filthy paws off! Hey, watch it! Ah! Oh! Ow, that hurt! I could have got down myself. Oh, what is this place?
You'll find out soon enough.
Not if I can help it. See ya, fellas!
Leave her. She won't get far.
Hey! You've got to help me!
My dear, this wilderness is no place for a lady of your breeding.
It's you! Oh, we've got to get away from here. Those guys from the city dragged me out here, but I managed to escape.
Ah, you mean those chaps over there?
Come on! We've got to go!
I don't think so, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Hey, you were wounded, but I can't see you.
Unnecessary deception. I had to make it look convincing for the locals.
What? Who are you?
Don't play the innocent. About time, Johnson. Take Her Majesty back to the chateau and lock her up. Then get rid of those uniforms.
Yes, Your Grace.
Lock me up!
You heard me. Oh, and Anne, much as I love your playful side, drop that ridiculous voice. It doesn't suit you.
How do you do? I'm the doctor.
I don't care what you are. You two, what is the meaning of this?
Well, it's like
sire,
this.
Louis! Who are these people?
Great heavens. Quite remarkable.
You flatter me.
Whoever you are, I'd ask you to refrain from staring at my wife. Now, I asked you a question.
Your Majesty, it is such an honor to see you again.
Oh, is it?
Yes, is it?
Surely you haven't forgotten me already. I am the Princess Erimem of Karnak. I was much younger when I first visited your kingdom with my father, but your hospitality has long been remembered.
Well, of course I remember you. Well, who could forget such a striking and regal countenance?
Who indeed?
You honor me, your majesty. And the invitation to your ball honors me further.
We don't actually have an invitation.
Have faith.
Ah, yes, of course. You there, footman.
Yes, Your Majesty?
Quick, check the seating plan. If she's not on it, put her on it, and be quick about it.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And to what do we owe the pleasure of your company before this evening's festivities?
Your Majesty.
We have come to you on a matter of great urgency. May I present the doctor, my royal vizier and chief advisor?
Dressed like that? I thought he was your jester.
Charming. Better than peasant, I suppose. Your Majesties, I have reason to believe that the life of Queen Anne may be in great danger.
As you can see, I stand before you. Where is this danger you speak of?
You see, our friend...
My handmaiden, Perpigillium, was attacked on the streets of your city and abducted. We came straight to you, Your Majesty, as the only person in France who could help us.
Oh, very good.
Abducted? A serious crime indeed.
But how does that place my life in danger?
Yes, I was afraid you were going to ask that. This might be a little hard to believe, but the princess's handmaiden bears quite a striking resemblance to Your Majesty.
To me?
Yes, it really is quite startling. Two peas in a pod, in fact. I believe the men who abducted Perry mistook her for yourself.
Then we must find these men at once.
That's the other thing.
The men wore the uniform of the Cardinal's Guards.
What? Has Richelieu gone mad?
I'm not entirely convinced as to the credentials of these men. Something in their manner, the way they moved, I just can't put my finger on it.
I beg of you, Your Majesty. You are our last hope of seeing my handmaiden alive.
Well, since you put it like that. Delmar, Ruffet, you will go to the Cardinal's palace and escort him here immediately.
Do not trouble yourselves, musketeers. I am already here.
I don't understand why you're doing this. I've never even met you before.
You certainly remembered my name the last time we were together. Always the same with women. They never respect you in the morning.
Now I know you're confusing me with somebody else. Trust me, you're not my type.
We'll soon knock that sense of humor out of you. It's not your boudoir back at the palace, but I'm sure you can tart the place up with those cushions.
Wait! You're making a mistake!
Your Majesty, I had to come here immediately after I received a somewhat distressing report from Captain Moreau. I fear the Queen may be in mortal danger.
Everyone but my husband seems to be concerned for my safety today. I am simply overwhelmed.
But I see she stands before me, and looking more beautiful than ever, whilst I stand here looking like a fool. Why is that, do you think, Moreau?
Eminence, I did see them.
See who?
Ah, you have a new jester, Your Majesty.
Oh, please, we don't have time for this. I'm the doctor, and this is, Princess Erimem. So glad we sorted that out. Captain Moron, was it? You said you saw...
We disturbed a group of men who, on first sight, would appear to be Cardinal's guards. They were abducting the Queen. It was you, Your Majesty, I swear.
And these other guards?
I know the face of every man who serves under His Eminence. These were not Cardinal's guards.
Your story would seem to bear weight, Jester.
Moreau has omitted one, I fear, vital piece of information.
Such as?
The Queen, or whoever the lady might be, was in the company of the Duke of Buckingham.
Buckingham? I knew it. You lied to me, Anne. You have seen him.
If I didn't know he was in Paris, how could I possibly have seen him?
The Duke was wounded, but he disappeared before we could recover our wits. He was seen to be defending the lady from her attackers.
Who's the Duke of Buckingham?
George Villiers, English Prime Minister. Had a thing for the Queen, by all accounts.
And now I have musketeers practically breaking down the door of my palace. The noise put me off my lunch. On the way here, we passed at least 5 duels in the streets between our guards. Your musketeers are after blood, Majesty.
My, word gets around quickly, doesn't it? A little too quickly, come to think of it. Interesting.
My musketeers are defending the honor of their queen. Would you have them do less, Cardinal?
Please, this will get us nowhere.
You dare to address me in this manner? Princess Erimem, I ask you to keep your jester under control.
The doctor is the only one talking sense.
We must find my handmaiden.
That's the only way we'll find out who's behind this. Somebody has gone to great lengths to stage manage this kidnap. Only Perry has been caught in the middle of it and not the Queen. I don't believe it's coincidence that this happened on the morning of your state ball.
Oh, very well. Delmar, Ruffet, let the Princess Erimem have any assistance you can give. I want this mess sorted out before the ball. We cannot afford any affray tonight.
You can rely on us, Your Majesty.
Well, there's a first time for everything, I suppose.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
We need information. The kidnappers weren't being what you'd call discreet. Somebody must have seen something.
The word on the street?
Exactly.
Then we know the perfect chap. Somebody who sees everything.
Arms for a blind man. Arms for a blind man. Arms for a blind man.
Do you really think this beggar can help us?
If anyone knows what's happening on the streets of Paris, it's blind Maurice. He has eyes and ears everywhere.
He used to be called Lame Maurice.
The poor man. What happened?
The bottom fell out of the market.
How very entrepreneurial.
Arms for a blind man. Arms for...
Hello, Maurice.
Oh, you shouldn't creep up on a blind man like that. Nearly gave me an heart attack.
Working on your act again?
Monsieur Ruffet, is that you, sir? Oh, it's good to hear your voice. Got any loose change weighing down your purse?
That depends.
We need information.
I've always got information for the right price as well, you know.
Let me introduce you to Princess
Just Erimem will do.
Oh, what a beautiful voice. Belonging to a beautiful lady, I'll wager.
Cut the banter, Maurice. We're not punters.
Oh, it's not like the old days. Nobody wants the trimmings anymore.
Hello, Maurice. I'm the doctor. We need your help.
Monsieur Delmar knows my rates. 15% discount for first-time customer.
Oh, I'm sure there's no need for that. Now, let's see. Tiddlywink. No. Lifetime membership of the MCC? Ah, it's only a little bag of gold dust.
Gold,
But,
did you say?
yes. Now, if you could tell us anything about the abduction of Queen Anne.
Oh, a terrible business. Everybody's talking about it. Cardinal's guards, I heard, made a right racket when they left the city.
Do you know where they took her?
All the old memories not as good as it was.
Unless you want to be known as Headless, Maurice.
I heard say she's been taken to Chateau Lebron.
That old ruin?
You know of this place?
Been abandoned for years. It's a good couple of miles upon a hill outside the city. We'll need horses.
What are we waiting for?
We are waiting for nothing, but you're going back to the palace.
I want to come with you. Perry could be...
Well, would you excuse us for a moment?
Doctor, you have seen me in battle. I
I know you can take care of yourself, but I need you back at the palace. Whoever's behind this is going to figure out sooner or later that they've got the wrong girl. Keep your eyes open. Besides, what kind of royal vizier lets his princess head straight into mortal danger?
Very well.
Good girl. Go with the guards and I'll join you when we've found Perry. I promise. Delmar, Ruffet, let's go. Maurice, we are in your debt.
And Maurice, if this information is wrong, I'll make sure that people would rather touch a leper than come anywhere near you.
Arms for a blind man. Arms... Leprosy? Now there's a growth market. Arms for a leper. Arms for a leper.
The preparations are complete. The Queen is in my hands. Now there's a pleasant thought. The men make ready. Their training of the last month complete. The hour is almost upon us. Time for this nation to fall under the Enter!
Your Grace, an urgent message from Madame de Chevreau.
My darling Duke, I write with the gravest urgency. I was unable to warn you earlier of this folly.
The Queen only returned from her country residence this last hour. The girl you have is an impostor, the handmaiden of a Princess Erimem, newly arrived in Paris. She is not the Queen. I will remain in Paris and keep a close eye on the Queen, but I fear agents of the King may already seek to act against you. Take care, my Duke. I await our reunion in Paris with eager anticipation. Yours forever, Marie.
Nobody plays me for a fool.
Rusted shut. Great. Then again, the window might be rusted, but the glass isn't. However you are, I don't like your taste in interior decorating, but this cushion thing could be just what the doctor ordered.
Very impressive. I thought you said it was abandoned.
Yeah, it was.
Well, there's certainly nothing abandoned about the place now. It's positively bursting with activity.
Oh, this could be more difficult. We are, after all, only 3.
Oh, come on. I thought you musketeers were renowned for your adventuring spirit.
Oh, that's usually something I find in a bottle.
Well, softly, softly catch you, Perry, eh? Shall we make a discreet house call?
Open the door!
Yes, Your Grace.
You had me Guards, you were supposed to be watching her. Get outside and find her!
Yes, Your Grace.
Now, which way is Paris? Why? Why does he continue to do this? Is it not enough I ended the affair with Buckingham months ago? Must he continue to punish me?
The king is a jealous man, Your Majesty. After all, you could have the pick of any man in France or abroad. Did you see the way he looked at Princess Erimum?
She's barely a girl. Doubtless possesses more taste than to give him a second look. I should leave both the king and the cardinal to their childish games and return to Spain.
You underestimate the power you have, Your Majesty. If the king were removed, Richelieu would simply fall at your feet. Whether it's with a knife in his back would be your choice.
Marie, we are so alike, yet think so differently. Enter.
Your Majesty, you asked to see me?
Princess Erimem. Come and sit with me. I would talk with you a while.
Your Majesty, I must prepare your dress for this evening.
Very well, Marie.
Princess, Majesty.
Are your quarters to your liking?
I have rarely seen such comfort.
Tell me, is your home very different to Paris?
Paris is like nothing I have experienced before. Home feels so far away, but yet so close, thanks to the doctor and Perry.
He intrigues me, this doctor.
He intrigues everyone. There is no one by my captain of the guard who I would trust with my life more than the doctor.
You are lucky. My life here has taught me to trust no one.
But you are surrounded by people. Your handmaiden.
My handmaiden? You mean Madame de Chevreuse? There are days when I believe she only serves me to get her pick of courtiers and foreign ambassadors. She chases her ambitions through the bedrooms of Paris.
Then why do you keep her in your service?
It is best to keep those who can do you most harm close by. And I know everything that is said in my husband's court, thanks to her dalliances. But the only person I trust less is the cardinal himself.
The cardinal? But he is a disciple of your god. Surely he is honorable.
Oh, your naivete is touching. But you should be careful, or others will take advantage. Priests are the most devious of all.
Perhaps our worlds are not as far apart as I first imagined. Do you believe that the cardinal could be involved in Perry's kidnapping?
Believe it? I'd wager the crown jewels upon it. Richelieu is a viper in holy man's robes.
Perhaps the doctor is wrong. Should we not be watching the cardinal?
Leave the boys to their little games. Come. I must at least make an appearance during the preparations for this evening. If I don't, I fear Louis may explode.
Quietly does it.
There's something not quite right about this.
Who are these rogues? First things first. We must work out where they're keeping Perry. If she's true to form, there'll be a cell, a locked door, maybe torture, screams, and that's just her captors.
She sounds feisty and no mistake.
Yes, and young enough to be your daughter. This way. Wait, back.
Oi, you! What are you doing here?
Me? Oh, just taking the air. Sorry, is this private property?
Trespassers are not welcome. Come on!
Oh, right, yes, no need to push. Good thing I didn't let my friends come with me. They'd be upset at this treatment. You're not French, are you?
I don't like this.
Well said.
Of course, I like a challenge.
Recovering the doctor and his lady, that would be a challenge.
There's too many of them to fight.
Retreat is the better part of valor, I always find.
A noble sentiment, my friend. But it would not do our reputations much good to go too far. Watch where they take the doctor, and maybe we can mount 2 rescues.
Oh, that's brave. Foolish, perhaps, but brave.
And maybe the king will reward us again. I like his money.
And he did charge us with mounting a rescue.
Then we're agreed. We wait.
For a while.
Oh, yes, a decent while.
Your Majesty, we have to do something.
Do, Cardinal? Do what?
If you were paying more attention to affairs of state rather than taste-testing escargot, you'd be aware that anarchy reigns on the streets. The thugs in your employ continue to believe the rumors that I gave orders for the Queen to be abducted.
They are far from rumors, Your Eminence. To all intents and purposes, a retinue of your guards did abduct the Queen. We only have the word of Princess Erimem and the doctor to the contrary.
The fact I stand before you free from harm is obviously not enough for you.
And, Cardinal, you can believe me when I say that the doctor is the most honest man I have ever met.
If you give me 6 lines written by the most honest man, I can still find something in them to hang him. But your point is taken, Your Highness.
Is no one here worried that someone was trying to kidnap me in the first place?
Be flattered that somebody wanted to spend time with you at all.
Your Majesty, please do not address the Queen in such a manner.
I can fight my own battles, thank you, Cardinal.
Do you not have some incense to throw around, Richelieu? Or perhaps you're here to ogle my wife, as usual?
I'm sure the Princess Erimem feels the same about you, Louis.
It would not be my place.
Oh, you're far too polite, Princess.
I'm here to get you to see sense and issue orders to your men to cease this senseless brawling immediately.
You overstep yourself, sir.
I think not! 2 years ago, you charged me as your Prime Minister to aid you in bringing this great country together. With God as my witness, I have strived to do your bidding. A unified France. Your dream is now my dream, given blessing by the Almighty himself. Your increasingly childish antics and refusal to act now threaten to undo our work.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What should I care if a few hotheads are getting carried away?
Our men are tearing each other to shreds. I should not be wasting my time with this. I work for a higher purpose, as well you know.
No, Cardinal! You work for me! Do not forget that!
Tonight, my ball will bring together every French aristocrat in one room. Tonight, we shall see France unified in my name. Not yours, not the churches, not even the pontiffs. Mine! Do you hear me, Richelieu?
All too well, Your Majesty. All too well.
Really no need for all this. I'm just a humble... Well, all right, peasant.
Shut up.
You're not from around here, are you? From across the channel, I imagine. On holiday, are you?
Well, you might say that. Then again, you might say we're on more of a crusade.
How do you do? I'm the doctor. I'm...
Working for the king, I know.
Look, I think there's been some terrible mistake. I was just out walking.
With 2 of the king's musketeers. Yes, we saw you ride up. Louis surrounds himself with ill-trained dogs these days. Your friends won't elude me for long. In the meantime, you are going to tell me what I want to know.
Am I? Oh, I see.
Foolish boy! Back to my palace immediately! Don't stop for anything or anyone!
So, Cardinal, if no one else is going to keep an eye on you, then by Ra, I will.
Oh, face it, Perry. You have no idea where you are.
And you wanted to backpack around the world. Some hope. Maybe I should tell these guys about cabs. Hey, what's that? If ever there was a time when I wished I'd taken those riding lessons, this is it. Hey, boy. Come on, then. I suppose you have an autopilot. Hey, what is it? Don't give me away. Okay?
Thanks to you. You were the one that wanted to stay and fight.
Oh, it's too late for that. We came out here to rescue 1 caged bird. Now we've got 2 on our hands.
Now what?
I doubt the king will be throwing any more sovereigns our way if we turn up without the doctor, let alone Lady Perry.
Did you guys say the doctor?
I see that contemptible fool Louis is getting his jester to do his dirty work now.
That wasn't funny the first time. The Duke of Buckingham, I presume.
You know me.
No, but I knew your grandfather. Am I to assume that you're not in France on a diplomatic visit?
We should have to know each other much better than that before I answer. Doctor?
Doctor.
And we are going to get to know each other much, much better, Doctor.
I want the Cardinal's retinue for tonight, ready for inspection by His Eminence in 20 minutes.
I think we can dispense with that, Moreau.
Your Eminence, I was not expecting your return.
The king has lost what little remained of his senses. Have every guard armed with pistols, muskets, and swords. We must be ready to strike at the spies in our ranks.
Let me go!
I think not.
Princess Aramon.
Welcome to my palace, Your Highness. If indeed you hold a claim to that title. Really, if you wanted to drop by for drinks, you only had to ask. Now, who are you?
Will you please release my arm?
Oh, but I insist that you come inside. At least we can be comfortable whilst you explain why you were spying on me. Moreau, the door, if you please.
Yes, Your Eminence.
Spying? How dare you let me go?
You are in no position to make demands, Your Highness. I could have you executed for this.
One moment, Your Eminence. The door appears to be stuck.
Put your back into it, man.
There's definitely something blocking the...
Spying? How dare you let me go?
You are in no position to make demands, Your Highness. I could have you executed for this.
One moment, Your Eminence. The door appears to be stuck.
Put your back into it, man.
There's definitely something blocking the...
I've never heard. Cardinal? Cardinal, can you hear me?
My ears are ringing like the bells of Notre Dame, but I'm not deaf.
You are lucky to be alive. What was that?
Explosives. One of us has not been so lucky, though.
Your captain.
Marat, dead. He was an idiot, but he was my idiot. I promise you this, Marat. I will avenge you. I will bring those behind this to justice.
I am sorry. Who could have done such a thing?
Oh, isn't it obvious? Musketeers after revenge. They continue to believe the ludicrous notion that I would harm the Queen. A fatal error of judgment.
You have no evidence to support that, Cardinal.
What more evidence do I need, Your Highness? This attack reeks of those disreputable dogs.
Cardinal, I have seen much bloodshed in my life. But I know that to act rashly can blacken the honor of the departed spirits. Think of Captain Moreau.
Act rashly? Oh, you do not know me, Princess. One thing I do know is this. For the unity between the Church and the Crown to survive this night, the madness must stop!
Let me get this straight. I'm an exact double of your queen, which got me kidnapped instead of her, and you came here with the doctor to rescue me?
An excellent summation of the situation, my lady.
The resemblance is quite breathtaking.
Sounds like just another day. Where's Aramem?
Princess Aramem remained at the palace.
Princess Aramem. Doctor, what have you two been up to? Well, come on, let's go.
Go? Where, my lady?
To get the doctor, of course.
You mean back down there?
That's where he is. You don't mean you were just gonna leave him there?
Well,
Oh, I'll go myself then. Goodbye.
You know that personal motto of yours? What is it again? Anything for a lady?
Oh, yes. Never let me down yet.
You need a new one. My lady, wait!
I will not ask you again, who do you work for?
I'm more what you'd call self-employed.
Play with me, Doctor, and I will break you.
I don't doubt it.
You knew exactly where to find us. That level of intelligence means one thing.
An incredible streak of good fortune.
You are a spy, Doctor, an agent of a foreign power, no doubt planning an invasion of England.
That would require rather a drastic career change. I usually stop those.
Who is it, Doctor? The Germans? The Italians?
It seems you've already convinced yourself.
The Spanish!
This is pointless. Your plan has failed. The Queen is safe and the Musketeers have discovered your not-so-secret hideout. Maybe it's time you tucked a tail between your legs and headed home. Won't King Charles be missing his favourite by now?
Ow! You know nothing!
It's game over, Your Grace. That's all this is, isn't it? A game?
It's much more than a game, Doctor. I've got more plans for those witless fools in Paris.
Cardinal, what are you going to do?
Why should a spy be party to my intentions?
Why would a cardinal remain in the company of a spy?
Very shrewd, Princess. No, I do not believe you are a spy. You are something much more. Of divine origins, perhaps. But whatever, I think you act with honorable intentions.
Thank you. Why is the king being so foolish?
The king is many things, but he's no fool. He is little more than a child, kept in his mother's shadow for so many years. He's intelligent, with great vision for his country. But the delightful Catherine kept her apron strings tight when she ruled as regent. Only Louis could have his own mother exiled.
Exiled?
Yes. When it comes to affairs of the heart, the king is an imbecile. A mother banished, a beautiful wife who brings shame on his royal court. And now his arrogance and jealousy threaten everything. Today he will willingly let foolish pride bring death to France. My France.
We are all ruled by our hearts, Cardinal. To ignore passion...
Do you see these robes, Princess? These are my only passion. Today they have become tainted, stained with the blood of my men. Holy blood.
What was that?
You men, stand aside. Idiots! They will have killed each other by dawn at this rate. Drive through! Run them down if you have to!
Look, I'm not usually the complaining sort, but you haven't even offered me a cup of tea.
Tea?
Oh, of course, not a good vintage for tea, 1626.
Doctor, as a man of breeding, I do appreciate the need for social graces. But I do not have the time for this. Who are you acting for?
No one.
You try my patience, Doctor. Before I leave this room, you will tell me who you work for, details of troop numbers, deployment, armaments, and when your fleet will set sail for England.
I've told you, and I keep telling you, I don't have any troops. I don't have any armaments, and I certainly don't have a fleet. I leave that sort of thing to paranoid megalomaniacs. They're so much better at it.
Look around you, Doctor. The previous owner of this chateau had bloodthirsty tastes. I found this room exactly as you see it now. The finest implements the world has to offer for inflicting pain.
Very impressive.
When I leave here, you will have told me everything I want to know. Whether you're alive is entirely up to you.
What do you think?
I think they'll be guarding every approach after the racket we made last time.
There are rather a lot of them. Perhaps we should return to Paris for reinforcements.
Via the alehouse, knowing you.
No way! We're not leaving without the doctor. He'd do the same for you. These guys look like they're gearing up for something, but they can't be watching everywhere. There must be some way we can sneak in. Guards, down!
There are 3 of them.
And 3 of us.
You're not thinking what I think you're thinking.
My lady, wait here. Delmar.
After you.
Oh! Ow! That had to hurt.
For the last time, I don't care if the musicians have been struck down with the plague. They will play. There's a little law that we have in this country. What the king wants, the king gets. Now, go and pull those miserable performers from whatever bed they've tumbled into and get them here!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Oh, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse.
Your Majesty, we must talk.
Cardinal, whatever's happened to you?
Did you give the order?
What are you talking about?
Did you give the order?
Give the order for what?
There was an explosion at the Cardinal's palace. Many are dead, including Captain Morong.
Morong, I don't understand.
I understand perfectly. Your musketeers have picked the wrong duel.
Is that a threat?
I haven't even started yet.
Oh my God, it really is, isn't it, Cardinal? Do you actually believe that my musketeers would do something this idiotic? Where's your proof?
Oh, we have none, but the Cardinal believes...
The Cardinal can believe what he likes, but my men would not commit an act this cowardly.
I will not stand here and take part in an endless debate while my men are being prepared for burial. The streets of Paris are in chaos! Fights are breaking out on every corner!
The journey here was almost impossible.
And your men are at the center of it!
And what of those they raised their swords against? Have you looked at the color of their tunics, Cardinal?
My guards are defending themselves against dangerous men. And now some have paid the dearest price.
Choose your next words carefully, Cardinal.
Murder has been committed, Your Majesty!
And what can I do about that now?
You're the king! Have your men arrested! Call off the ball. You cannot afford for the dignitaries of France to arrive in a capital torn apart by anarchy. We must act swiftly.
We will do no such thing, Cardinal. The ball is only a few hours away. The Queen is preparing herself at last, and so must I. The streets will be calm, and this nonsense forgotten. Now, I suggest you go and tidy yourself up. Princess Erimem, I will have one of my wife's servants dress you and tend those scratches.
Your Majesty, you must do something.
Oh, I shall, Princess. I'm going to get changed. You should do the same. Oh, and Richelieu, those work robes of yours are filthy. Have a bath and clean yourself up. There's a good chap.
Ow! That's a bit tight.
Having your hands tied behind your back is the least of your worries. This is the Strapado, Doctor, a device perfected by the Spanish Inquisition.
Fascinating.
The victim, oh, that's you, by the way, with his hands tied, is hoisted up by his wrists. Like so.
I have nothing to tell you, Buckingham.
Who are you working for?
Nobody.
Wrong answer, Doctor. All I have to do now is to release this brake.
Please.
To bring you crashing back to Earth.
Buckingham, this is madness.
Do you know what it feels like to have your arms ripped from your sockets?
I feel ridiculous. Look, it doesn't even fit me.
A vision of loveliness. But these uniforms should fool anybody long enough for us to find the doctor.
Follow our lead.
I can't remember where they brought me in. The doctor could be anywhere.
It looks as if they're preparing to leave.
To go where?
Let's find the doctor and worry about that later.
All you had to do was tell me what I wanted to know, but you chose to be noble. I'm surprised you lasted this long, though.
Please.
I don't think there's any point continuing with our discussion. You didn't tell me what I wanted to know, but I don't think you'll be telling anyone else. In fact, I don't think you'll be telling anyone anything ever again. Goodbye, Doctor.
Slow down.
What in God's name is this? Just how many men are in this castle?
Too many for you to take on before you get any ideas.
Delmar, watch them. These are no gardeners and servants. These men know how to handle a sword.
Come on.
Wait. Look.
Buckingham.
That scoundrel.
I'm betting that wherever he's come from is where we'll find the doctor.
He's gone.
Let's go.
You men!
Keep walking.
Yes, you! Turn and stand to attention when I'm talking to you.
My lady, make for the door. We'll deal with this miscreant. Find the doctor.
See you later.
Why aren't you with your regiment?
Do you want to explain, or shall I?
Oh, after you.
I thought he'd never go. It's at times like this I wish I'd listened to Houdini.
Doctor?
Perry,
Doctor, what have they done to you?
find something to cut these ropes. There should be plenty of sharp implements.
That Buckingham guy's a real psycho.
I've got to find out what he's up to. Oh, God! I like your boots.
This place is horrible.
I've had much worse accommodation, but the room service is appalling. Thank you, Perry. I think I'd rather like being rescued. Would you help me up?
Do you hear that, Your Majesty? Our own guards fighting each other like common street urchins.
It'll blow over, Cardinal. These things do.
Not this time. I believe we have reached a crossroads.
The Church always has a habit of overreacting, Your Majesty.
True, Marie, true.
I don't recall inviting a lady-in-waiting to join this discussion, Madame de Chevreau.
What would you have me do? Stand in the middle of the street and shout, "Stop!"
The Musketeers are more likely to listen to you than they are your husband.
Even the Queen doesn't listen to her husband.
Talk to the King, make him see sense.
He hates me, Cardinal. Louis has been consumed with jealousy ever since my affair with Buckingham.
Which I recall Madame de Chevreau encouraged you to pursue.
I only have the Queen's best interests at heart, Your Eminence.
Yes, of course you do.
Marie, go and attend to the Princess Eremem. The Cardinal's moustache is twitching.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Talk to him, Anne.
I can't provide my husband with an heir. I'm worthless to him. He would be rid of me if he could. Why would he possibly listen to me?
Your Majesty, please, for the sake of France.
For the sake of France? Cardinal, I wouldn't spend any more time with that man than I have to for the sake of the whole world.
Come in.
Princess Eremem, the Queen asked me to come and help you dress personally.
Oh.
I believe this gown is perfect for you.
I have no time to change. I have to get word to the doctor. Things are getting out of hand. The King must listen to the Cardinal.
Oh, the King never listens to the Cardinal, my lady. And the Cardinal never listens to the King. Richelieu is an idiot, fueling the King's ridiculous ideal for a united France.
You are very opinionated, Madame de Chevreau.
Secretly, I believe the Cardinal carries a torch for the Queen.
Carries a torch. Forgive me, I do not know the expression.
He is in love with the Queen, but he is certainly no saint. I've heard that he has children in nunneries across the country. I was there when he first met the Queen, his eyes full of lust. No way for a man of the cloth to behave, if you ask me. He's gone too far this time. I'm convinced he is acting against the Queen, but his comeuppance will be sweet.
Madame de Chevreau, you are a servant. It is not your place to discuss these matters.
My apologies, Princess. Perhaps this dress?
My dear, even I have to say you look stunning.
I'm so glad you approve.
Now, we haven't got time for one of your little tiffs. The guests will be arriving soon.
Don't worry. I know my duty.
As do I, Your Majesty.
Oh, damn it, Richelieu! You nearly gave me a heart attack. Stop creeping around like the Grim Reaper, and for heaven's sake, man, why haven't you changed?
I have tried to reason with you. I have pleaded with your wife, but to no avail. I have now been forced to take matters to higher authorities.
Higher authorities? Richelieu, have you forgotten that I am the king? There is no higher authority.
You are forgetting your divine responsibility to our lord.
Oh, here we go.
Ah, Princess. Madame de Chevreau. Expertly timed. I need witnesses.
Witnesses to what, Cardinal?
The king must make a decision. Either he calls off the state ball and restores peace to the streets of Paris and brings these criminals to justice.
Or
I will have you excommunicated from the Holy Roman Catholic Church.
Ow!
Are you okay?
Hey, pins and needles. It'll pass. My arms are a bit longer, but that should come in handy for controlling the TARDIS.
You could have been killed.
No, I'm quite well aware of that, but don't worry, Perry. I'm made of quite stern stuff.
Shouldn't we be getting out of here?
Not just yet. I want to have a look around.
Fine time to become a tourist. Delmar and Ruffey are waiting outside.
Ah, so you made the acquaintance of our musketeer friends. Charming fellows. I'm sure they'll be having the time of their lives by now.
Behind you!
I need to know what Buckingham's up to. Doesn't need all these men just to kidnap a queen. In here. Dining room, I'd say.
It's huge.
Those old barons really knew how to entertain. But somebody's been using this room for a different purpose.
Wine racks?
Weapons racks. Lots of them. Empty now, of course.
Maybe the last tenant just left them here.
in a dining room. Smell anything?
Oil.
And steel. It gets into the air. Unmistakable. Somebody's been maintaining weapons in this room. Swords and muskets. Interesting.
Doctor?
I think it's time we got out of here. Come on.
You've finally gone stark staring mad, haven't you?
I assure you I'm perfectly sane.
Louis, calm down.
Calm down! You cannot threaten to excommunicate the King of France.
It is no threat. Call off the ball.
No!
Then you leave me no choice. Your Majesty, Princess, if you'll excuse me, I have to pen a letter to the Vatican.
You're going nowhere, Richelieu. Guards!
Louis, what are you doing?
Guards, place the Cardinal under arrest for treason. Throw him in the deepest, darkest cell that you can find.
Your Majesty, this will solve nothing.
You can't do this!
I'm the King. I can do anything I like. Take him away.
You can't do this to me, Louis! I'm the Pope's representative in France. You'll bring religious war down on your head. I am your Prime Minister. You can't do this, do you hear?
Well, I thought that went rather well. How dare you?
You've gone too far this time, Louis. Marie, Princess.
Well, where do you think you're going?
To my quarters!
Oh, Princess Arimem, please. Talk some sense into her.
I am sorry, Your Majesty. I must go with her.
What about the ball? The guests will be arriving soon. Anne! Come back at once! Anne!
I haven't had this much fun since that business with the Queen's missing diamonds.
Happy days. Did we have to let those thugs and the peasant boy take all the credit? Do you mind, sir? This was clean on yesterday.
I see our two swashbuckling friends are right at home.
Doctor, how exactly do you swashbuckle?
Do you know, I haven't the foggiest. Gentlemen, it's time we were leaving.
Go! We shall cover your escape.
Speak for yourself. Wait for us.
Come on!
Up you get.
Great. Horses again.
Not now, Perry. And hang on to me.
Gentlemen, we'd be very grateful if you'd step aside and allow us to escape.
Do you think they know who they're dealing with?
Unlikely.
Impossible, or they'd be running away.
Come on! We're not leaving you.
These stables could hold enough horses for an army.
Exactly. Come on!
Farewell, my friends!
Captain Johnson, our training ends now. Give the orders to move out. We march on Paris tonight.
Yes, Your Grace.
Whoa! Whoa!
How many men do they have down there?
I don't know, but it's just as I feared.
Doctor?
Buckingham is invading France.
How many men do they have down there?
I don't know, but it's just as I feared.
Doctor?
Buckingham is invading France.
Madame de Chevreau, I demand that you open this door. Is the Queen ready for the ball?
The Queen has asked that no one but I or the Princess Erimem be admitted.
Nonsense. I'm the King. This is my palace, or at least it was last time I looked. I go where I please. Now step aside.
The Queen was very insistent.
We'll see about that. Step aside, madame.
Of course, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, I am sorry. I tried to stop him.
And this has gone to... I say...
Get out! Get out! Get out!
You've changed out of your ball gown. How dare you? Anne, as your husband, I demand
Get
that...
out, Louis! Well, so help me, I'll tear your
eyes out!
Princess, have you ever seen such outrageous behaviour?
I think the Queen may have good reason to be angry, Your Majesty.
Really? When I want your opinion...
Oh, you asked what she thought, you pathetic little man!
And I shall tell you both what I think. If I behaved in this manner in my own kingdom, I would have been executed within days and left for the jackals to feast upon. You bring shame and dishonour to the name of your royal house.
It takes an honoured guest in our country to finally speak some sense. Wouldn't you agree, Louis?
Be dressed in 5 minutes and ready to take my arm. If any of our guests suppose for 1 second that anything is amiss this evening, then you'll be joining the Cardinal in his new home. Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly.
I look forward to your company at this evening's festivities, Princess. After which you will be escorted from the palace. You'll be thanked never to return to France.
If this is how its king performs his royal duties, I would thank you for that.
Anne, do not dare to cross me.
Marie, my dress.
Your Majesty, you aren't going through with this.
What choice do I have?
We always have a choice. That's something the doctor has taught me. I wish he were here.
So do I. We must stop Louis from doing anything rash.
I will try to find the doctor.
It would be far safer if you remained here.
No, go. I fear we are all in danger here. Be careful. The streets are in chaos.
I'll probably find the doctor in the middle of it.
Harry, do you have to hold on so tight?
Do you have to go so fast?
There is an army behind us. Besides, don't you find it exhilarating?
No!
Where's your sense of adventure? Ha!
Do you smell it in the air, men? Victory! It's in our grasp! It's so tangible that I can almost touch it! By this time tomorrow, the flag that flies above the Louvre will be English! Forward!
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, His Majesty King Louis XIII and Queen Anne.
That's it, my dear. Keep smiling at the idiots. Make them feel wanted.
I know my duty, Louis. Look to yours. The Cardinal should be here.
I can deal with the Cardinal and his leash holder in Rome.
I thought this was a ball. Where's the music, eh? Play on.
My God, this is an outrage against the name of the Musketeers.
The streets look like a bomb's hit them.
Buckingham's plan is working.
Plan?
King's steel against Cardinal's throat.
Doctor?
An elaborate hoax, staged managed to perfection by Buckingham. Guards against Musketeer, leaving the city defenseless. An entire army could march through here and no one would notice.
And that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yes, why haven't the Cardinal and Louis put a stop to this by now?
Doctor!
Princess Erimem, you ride well.
I thought I told you to stay at the palace.
I had to find you. The king has gone mad. The ball has begun. He's threatening the Queen and imprisoned the Cardinal.
Imprisoned the... That answers one question, I suppose.
Well, I'm pleased to see you, Princess. I thought you were ditching the royal title.
And I see you have gained one, Queen Anne.
The Duke is just going to ride through the gates, walk up to the palace and find France waiting on a plate for him.
We must ride to the palace at once.
No, wait. We need to raise a united front against the Duke's army.
What can we do? It's hopeless.
It's never hopeless. We just need to bang the heads of these idiots together.
Excellent. And you shall lead us into battle, Doctor. We shall go to our barracks.
I'm no soldier. Erimem, go with them.
Doctor, you can't let
I will do whatever you ask, Doctor.
I've ridden with you in battle, seen you command soldiers. You'll be more use with Delmar and Rufe.
We will protect her, Doctor.
You better.
And where are we going?
We have a ball to attend. Let's go. All for one!
What?
Ah, never mind.
Everything seems to be going very well.
Yes. I'm having a wonderful time explaining where the Cardinal is. We should entertain more often.
What are you telling them?
Oh, the truth.
You haven't.
Of course not. He's got a bad head cold. I do wonder what they'd all think if they knew the most powerful man in France was languishing in a cell beneath their feet.
The most powerful man in France? Surely you speak of your husband, my dear. Look down there. Every earl and lord under one roof. The unity of France stands before you, Anne. And the church is nowhere to be seen. What would your precious Duke of Buckingham think of me now?
You're risking losing your throne and bringing the weight of the entire Catholic Church crashing down on your head because of jealousy?
I wanted to show you that I could be strong, that I didn't need Richelieu. I am the King of France, and I will rule this country with my beautiful wife by my side.
Louis, if I didn't despise the ground you walked on, I'd say that's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me.
This is not good.
Your understatement never ceases to amaze me.
They're going to kill each other.
That does seem to be the general idea, yes.
Well, stop them.
You there, musketeer! Do you know where your captain is? A polite no would have sufficed.
We must get their attention.
What do you suggest? I don't think gentlemanly banter is going to do the trick.
Do you have... Earlier, the Cardinal and I were knocked over by... well, some kind of noise.
Noise?
Of course, explosives. The armory should be stacked with it.
Get some. I have an idea.
We are guests of the Princess Erimem, and we have to see the king. I don't suppose it would help if I said it was a matter of life and death.
You're wasting your breath, Doctor. He's not going to let anyone in while the state ball's still going.
If we don't get in there, he's not likely to be letting anyone in ever again. Well, there's more than one way to skin a bat. This way.
This is going to involve a smelly old tunnel, isn't it?
Halt! Behold, our prize, Paris! Oblivious to her fate! History will praise this night and recognize the might of England and His Majesty King Charles! And finally, I shall be able to put my boot up Louis's backside! Forward, my men! Forward to victory!
Come on, I'll catch you.
You could have been honest about this, you know.
I once had to sneak a very drunk Francois Boucher back into the Louvre through these tunnels.
I can't think of anyone I'd rather be in a smelly, rat-infested tunnel with, Doctor.
That's the spirit. Yes, this way, I think.
Doctor!
What is it?
Something's just occurred to me.
We don't really have time to discuss this.
No, this is important. Why are we doing this?
There's a king upstairs who seems to have gone quite mad, and a paranoid maniac who, last time I checked, was the Prime Minister of England, marching on the city with quite a large army behind him. That's why we're doing this.
But why? What would happen if we didn't?
Buckingham could overthrow France, then strike out through Europe, and the British, or at least the English Empire, would happen a couple of centuries too soon, and we know that didn't happen.
Do we?
Yes, we do. The history books are written.
How do we know it didn't happen this way? We could be changing history as we speak. Maybe Buckingham did invade. Maybe he did succeed. How would we know?
I would know. The longer you travel with me, the easier it will become to understand. We are part of history as much as Buckingham, Delmar, Ruffey, the King and Queen. We don't have a choice.
But we're changing history.
No. We're not changing history. We are history. We're here. We've always been here, and we always will be here. Do you understand?
Not really.
You'll just have to trust me.
Trusting you is one of the easiest things I've ever done.
I've got one of those faces, apparently. Now, let's go. History won't wait forever.
Pack the powder harder, you idiot. You'll have my face off.
There. I hope you know what you're doing.
Yes, so do I. There is a lot of powder.
I don't believe in half measures.
That's not what Madame Jussac said last week.
Just light the fuse and shut up.
I suggest you get down and cover your ears, Your Highness.
That got their attention.
My friends, may I present the Princess Erimem of Karnak? She'd rather like a word with you.
This looks promising.
If you like damp corridors.
I think I've mentioned on more than one occasion that sarcasm does not become you, Miss Brown. Up here, I think.
Can you hear that?
It's coming from down here. We just found Cardinal Richelieu. I think we should let him out, don't you?
There's a guard.
I'll have to distract him.
How?
Oh, I'm sure he'll think of something.
Let me out!
If you served in my army, I would have left you to rot in the desert. You are a disgrace and you dishonor those who you serve.
She's very good, isn't she?
You must down your
Quite
swords
remarkable.
and work together, side by side, against a common foe. Not far from your city marches an army. An English army led by the Duke of Buckingham. Your desire to seek revenge has left your city defenseless. The English have tricked you. Your Captain Morong died at their hands. I have just left the Queen. She is alive and well, and I speak to you on her command. You must unite, down your swords, and work together to defend your country, your king, queen, and cardinal.
For the church and the crown!
You seem to have the beginnings of an army. Command them well.
We will, Your Highness.
You and you and... No, not you. You! Ride immediately and gather all the men you can in the name of the king and the cardinal.
Break out the muskets!
Hi! Can I ask you something? These boots, are they me? I mean, I'm more of a leotard and shorts kind of girl, but frankly, my legs in these boots...
I'm terribly sorry about this, but a little pressure. Sweet dreams. Perry, get the keys.
Contemptible. Oh, I see the jester has come to my rescue.
Jester?
I'll explain later.
And this one assumes is the young lady who resembles our queen.
Cardinal, I think it's time you and I had a word with the king.
The city gates! Silent and inviting. Do you doubt my plan now? Give the order to move forward.
Excuse me. Could I have a quick word?
What's this?
It looks like you want to come in, but I'm afraid we're all out. So, if you'd like to turn round and come back at a more convenient time...
And who will stop me?
We will.
What? 2 musketeers and a girl? Ha!
Oh, sorry. I forgot to introduce my friends.
How ironic. The very men I tried so hard to destroy will attempt to stop me.
You have 2 choices. Return to England,
Or
Die.
I've come too far to turn back now. Cavalry regiment, stand by.
Muskets, take aim!
Your Majesty, stop the ball!
Do you ever knock?
You are in great danger, and so is everyone here.
In my own palace, I think not.
The doctor speaks the truth.
I'm so glad that you could join us, Cardinal. I thought you were ill.
The doctor is true to his name. His skill in curing my illness was quite remarkable.
Indeed.
We don't have time for this!
I don't believe it.
Believe it, Your Majesty. It's like looking in a mirror.
You must seal the palace immediately, Your Majesty. The Duke of Buckingham is marching on Paris as we speak.
Ridiculous. I would have received word if any army had landed on the French coast.
That's because an army hasn't landed. Buckingham's been smuggling troops and weapons into France for months, right under your nose.
No doubt to come and collect his lover and whisk her back to England. Eh, Anne?
Oh, please.
Your Majesty, will you listen to me? Stop the ball and seal the palace. If Buckingham's men should break through the city walls, you'll be handing him the entire French aristocracy.
And he won't stop there. Once he's annexed Paris, then France, he'll have gained a bridgehead into Europe.
It's not too late to do the right thing.
Louis, you're being offered a second chance. Take it.
That's another problem with the English. They always ruin a good party.
Princess, this is no place for a lady.
I told you, I am no lady. Ha-ha!
You fight well.
I had a good teacher. We're beating them back.
These Cardinal's guards are surprisingly good.
Then perhaps you can all learn to live in peace.
Oh, good Lord, no. Good shot, sir. I thought I killed him last week.
Oh, that was his brother.
Buckingham's men are fleeing.
Fluctuat nec megatur.
What?
She is buffeted by the waves, but she does not sink. The motto of the city.
Throw down your swords or I'll slit her throat.
You English dog.
Soon this English dog will be master.
The battle is lost, Buckingham. Your men are deserting you.
The odds are against you. Let the princess go.
Never talk odds with a gambling man.
What did the Queen possibly see in you? Your breath is disgusting.
You play rough. Maybe I should look to other royal houses for my conquests in future. You want her? Take her.
Curse him.
He'll be heading for the palace. We can catch him before he gets there.
But the battle?
I think the newly combined forces of the King and Cardinal can take care of that.
Arms for a leper. Arms for a leper. Arms for... Oh, excuse me, sir, but could you...
Get out of my way.
Oh, it's not like the old days.
My lord, there really is no cause for concern.
I hope this was worth it, Doctor. My reputation could be ruined by this.
You were doing a good enough job of that yourself.
I had hoped to have heard from Erimem by now.
No news is good news. She'll be fine.
Oh, yes, she's very resourceful. I wouldn't have let her go otherwise.
You're growing attached to her, aren't you?
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far.
Oh, Doctor. As the guests are all leaving, I don't suppose you need me to put on this ridiculous act anymore. I'm going to my chambers.
Your Majesty, I think it would be safer if we remained here.
I think that would be wiser.
Your concern is touching, Cardinal.
Doctor, I don't think I look anything like her. Her nose is crooked.
Halt! Who sorry, but you're not invited to the party.
Arms for a leper. Arms...
Maurice! Has anybody run past here in the last few minutes?
Set me flying, he did. I don't know who he was, but he sounded a bit foreign to me.
Buckingham!
We must hurry.
While you're here, I don't suppose you could spare an arm for... Oh, never mind.
If anyone moves, I'll put a bullet through your king's head.
Everybody stay exactly where they are.
George!
Hello, Anne. I'd love to pick this up from where we left off, but I'm about to kill your husband.
Guards, protect me, guards!
You can't win, Your Grace. You'll never get out of the palace.
Doctor, I thought you were dead.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Buckingham, throw down your weapon, and I will let you walk away a free man.
I say, Richelieu, steady on.
Or you can leave here in a coffin, Your Eminence.
Marie, what are you doing?
Ah, Madame de Chevreau. I wondered when you'd play your hand.
My love, I have Richelieu.
My love?
Oh, yes. She's been sharing the Duke's bed. My agents have been intercepting her pathetic vows of love to him for some months now. They make the most amusing reading.
Be careful, Cardinal. I do have a gun to your head. Jealous, Your Majesty?
You're welcome to him.
You might wait until after I've killed your husband before dumping me.
This guard is dead. Buckingham must have come this way.
The war room. Quickly!
I do hope that...
Doctor, what are you doing?
Trying to free this sword. That's it. While the Duke's distracted, try and get behind de Chevreau.
As you wish.
Your Grace! What? How's that?
My Duke!
Hey!
You!
Yeah, me.
Excellent young lady. Tell me, have you ever considered a career in the church?
This isn't over, Doctor. As they say around these parts, on guard.
Note to self, never throw a sword away. You never know when it will come in handy.
Doctor, catch!
Thank you, Your Majesty.
You would dare to take on one of the finest swordsmen in England?
Hasn't anybody told you? We're in France. Ha!
Doctor, be careful! Doctor!
The doctor fights like a musketeer.
Better than a musketeer.
You were going to fight him this morning.
I know.
Not bad for a spy, Doctor.
I told you I'm not a spy.
Pinned like a butterfly. Excellent.
Not bad for a jester, eh? Delmar, Ruffey, I think I can leave the Duke in your capable hands.
It'll be a pleasure, Doctor.
Erimem, how's your army?
Chasing Buckingham's men all the way back to England. They are heroes, Doctor.
Doctor, you saved my life.
Don't tell everybody, Your Majesty. They'll all want me to do it.
This is an outrage. When King Charles hears of this unwarranted attack upon an English ambassador, he'll declare war on this miserable country.
War is one of the scourges with which it has pleased God to afflict men. And you have already tried and failed in that enterprise.
Where is your proof, Cardinal?
Proof? Do excuse me, Your Grace, but... yes. I think you'll find this letter in Buckingham's own hand, by the look of it. Gives you your proof. France is yours, my king, a present from your friend and servant, George Villiers, the Duke of Buckingham.
If I may, Doctor.
Of course.
Richelieu, what on earth? Your Majesty, if this scandal were to go beyond these walls, think of the consequences. It would throw Europe into chaos. England would be besieged, the entire face of the continent blemished by war. And none of us are ready for that. Secrecy is the first essential in affairs of state.
Well, this will fall on my head, Richelieu.
Concealing true intentions is the art of kings. I have every faith in your diplomatic skills, Your Majesty.
And what of Buckingham?
Worried about the fate of your lover?
He is not my lover.
He should be executed.
What?
Don't you think that's a bit drastic, Aramem?
He has acted against your kingdom. Back home, he would be sent to the House of Pain.
This girl certainly has spirit.
Aramem, I think you and I need to have a little chat.
No, I think not.
What are you going to do with me?
You will be returned to England to face your king. Should you return to French soil again, it will be on pain of death. And take your whore with you.
George, my love! I will never leave your side.
My whore? I think there is some mistake. I've never seen this woman in my life.
George!
Take him away.
Yes, Your Eminence.
George, don't leave me. Please, my Duke.
And while you're about it, scrape this pathetic creature off the floor.
Your Majesty, I beg you.
Get her out of my sight.
That's diplomatic immunity for you. Good morning. Sleep well?
Like a log.
Like
It's a figure of speech.
Are we not leaving?
The King and Cardinal wanted to see us before we departed.
Doctor, I can't help but feel that Buckingham's getting away with murder.
I wouldn't worry about Buckingham, Perry. He'll get his comeuppance in about 2 years' time. Trust me. Or rather, trust history and an angry English Puritan with a grudge and a very sharp knife.
Doctor, ladies, the King and Cardinal will see you now. Follow me.
May I present Her Royal Highness Princess Erimem of Karnak, Lady Perpagillium Brown, and Royal Vizier the Doctor.
Oh, no, I was afraid of something like this.
Relax, enjoy it.
Richelieu, do you want to do the honors?
Of course, Your Majesty. Doctor, you have performed great acts of bravery in the service of France.
Well, it was nothing, really. I mean...
In recognition of those acts of bravery...
Look, there's really no need
Doctor, be polite.
You are being awarded an honorary commission in the Cardinal's Guards.
And the King's Musketeers. Delmar Ruffey, present the Doctor with his tunic and musket.
Do you think I could just have the tunic? Guns really aren't my...
Doctor, say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I would also like to give you my thanks. Lady Perry, you have my apologies for the danger you faced in my place.
You get used to it.
Princess Erimem, should you ever rule over your kingdom, your country will have found its finest queen.
You honor me, Your Majesty.
She already has ruled, and she did it magnificently. Now, we really must be going. It's really quite simple.
Doctor, you're wasting your time.
Nonsense. Now, you pull out your sword with a rousing all for one.
And I replied... What was it again?
And one for all. Remember?
All for one.
And one for all. Well, with a little practice, I'm sure you'll get it.
Thank you, Doctor. We'll bear it in mind.
Are you sure we can't escort you to
No,
your carriage?
no. There's really no need. We usually like to slip out by the tradesman's entrance anyway.
And it would cause far too many questions if they saw us leave.
No doubt.
Then we shall bid you au revoir, Doctor. You are a man of honor, sir. I feel duty-bound to apologize for my comrade's rudeness on our first meeting.
What, of all the...
Yes, it's been a pleasure, but we need to be making a move. Time and tide and, all that. Perry, Erimem, shall we?
Anything to get out of these boots.
I like them.
All for one and one for all.
It'll never catch on.
Yeah.
Tide is sure is a sight for sore eyes. Home, sweet home.
I've always thought so. Hello, old girl.
You're doing it again, Doctor.
Doing what? Oh, yes, sorry. Come on.
Aramem, what's wrong?
The TARDIS might be home for you, but it is a home I will soon be leaving.
Leaving? Why on earth would you want to do that?
You were supposed to be taking me to...
Ah, yes, the Braxiatel collection, of course. Look, I've been thinking. I'm usually one for travelling light. A crowd in the TARDIS always leads to arguments and bickering, and, well, laundry day can be a nightmare, but...
Doctor, what are you saying?
Well, despite kidnappings and torture and the near collapse of French civilization, today's been rather, well, fun. What do you say, RMM?
I can stay.
The TARDIS rarely runs on time, but I can promise you discovery and adventure beyond your wildest imagination.
I would be honored.
Great!
Quite. But we must discuss that cat of yours.
Antronak.
Antronak?
I have decided to name him after my mentor.
Furball, more like. Now, time we were off. Who fancies a trip to Barastamon to become a chocolate gatto?
Me! It's me, too!
If I can just set the... Ow! Arabelle?
And now, Sylvester McCoy and Bonnie Langford star in a new adventure which may prove to be the final frontier for Doctor Who.
Dark Space 8, status report. Day 4814 of operation. Chief Medic Eleanor Harcourt reporting. We are gradually beginning to overcome our grief at the loss of Commander Keel. The subdued mood in the corridors of the station among the 210 men and women of the crew is beginning to lift. Our new mission orders have been received, and we await the arrival of our new commander in an atmosphere of cool serenity and undisturbed tranquility. I'm so sorry. I accidentally hit the red alert switch there. Sorry, everyone. Our new commander will take the helm of Dark Space 8 on a crucial mission at a crucial moment in the history of the whole galaxy. End of status report.
Well done, Eleanor. The commander's death has hit us all for six, but I know how close you were.
I can't help feeling responsible, Ivor.
Oh, there's not much that anybody, even a top medic like you, can do about the Orion flu.
True, but I could have stopped him going off to confront that silicon-based entity in the first place.
Come on. Paul Keel knew the risks. Better than anyone. He destroyed that creature and its scheme to enslave all carbon-based life. Saved the whole crew. He wasn't to know that in the process the being would infect him with an incurable plague, totally resistant to all treatment.
I know. I just felt so helpless.
Well, his replacement's due any moment. We ought to get to the shuttle dock. Roll out the red carpet. Eleanor?
I was just thinking.
Penny for them.
A crucial mission. That's what I said on the log.
Well...
It's hardly that. Dark Space 8 has seen better days. 7 years we've been out here, Ivor, at the furthest edge of known space. 7 years of adventure and intrigue. The newest stations are better equipped with fresh new crews. This mission sums it all up. Achilles 4 gets the All Worlds Peace Convention. Star Island 12 gets the embassy to the Shackrock Empire. What do we get? The Intergalactic Song Contest.
Well, look on the bright side. Should be a fairly uneventful few days. Sorry.
We really must move that switch.
Acknowledge the line beacon to Shuttleport D. Thank you, Zellerite Escort. You are clear to dock. Dark Space 8 Traffic Control to Breeble Escort. You are now clear to dock at Port F. Please proceed. Dark Space 8 Traffic Control to Earth Golos Escort Shuttle. Please acknowledge the
Hello. It's the 309th Intergalactic Song Contest. This is Logan. And here I am again. Here we are again. I'm with my producer, Martin. I can see him waving up at me from the reception hall, trying frantically to escape. Ha-ha! The entrants are just docking here at Dark Space 8, and the excitement's bearable. Sorry, I mean unbearable. Or do I? 309 years, eh? And it doesn't seem a day too long. Here comes the first contestant, from Angvia. It's a real pity I'm doing this broadcast on sound only, because if you could see her, you'd all have a laugh. It's Ride of the Valkyries all over again. If I can just describe... You know the Angvians are a matriarchal society. This lady certainly frightens me. Makes Mrs. Logan look only a wee dragon in comparison. She's a big lass, and it looks like someone's tipped a jeweler's window out on her head. Now, the Angvian entry is Gozraj Adet, which I'm told translates roughly as, "My love is limitless, like a black hole, and I'm pulling you over the event horizon." A sentiment we can all share there. Of course, the planet Angvia has been locked in war with Golos now for quite some time. Oh dear, I hope she hurries along there. I can see the Golos entry coming along. Ah yes, Golos. Golos, of course, is a vast gestalt entity, a sort of big, wispy, cloudy, transcendental thing. From where I'm sitting, he looks just like a big ball of candy floss. Of course, this is only one small part of Golos. The singing part, I imagine. His entry is, well... I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one. It's very difficult to understand the Golos language. In fact, I see he's brought an interpreter along with him. Rather him than me. Ah, aha! Bet you can't guess who that is. It's our own Earth entry, young Nicky Newman. Fresh-faced as ever. His mom obviously gave him a good scrub over before she let him out today. No shortage of volunteers for that job, of course. Those lusty screams you can hear are coming from Earth via the video globe hovering behind the lad. Maybe you should get one of those for yourself, Logan. Huh. Ah, well, maybe not. Behind him, I can just see the Cyrene entrant. A funny lot, those Cyrenes. A bit too much like Medusa for my liking. You wouldn't want to wake up next to one after a heavy night, I can tell you. Anyway, the Cyrene entry. And a popular choice with the space bookies, this one.
Dark Space 8 to Command Shuttle. Come in, please. Respond, please.
You've never actually worked with the new commander.
No, just know him by repute. And it is quite a repute. He was the head of the Perseus expedition, you know.
The Perseus expedition? Didn't they come into contact with a computer left behind by an ancient civilization that tried to enslave their minds and made them believe they were living in some kind of nirvana?
That's the one. John Ballard's quick thinking saved the day. His mind was just too strong for the computer to control.
Dr. Harcourt, Professor Fassbinder.
Yes, Lieutenant?
The shuttle carrying the new commander. I'm having trouble making contact.
It's a very busy docking schedule. Possibly our communicators can't cope with the strain of all the traffic. Electromagnetic radiation overload.
No, Professor. All the systems are functioning perfectly. I've performed all the usual checks. There's just no answer.
Well then, I just don't know.
What if we carried out a data sweep using our forward sensor array?
Good idea, Helena. Lieutenant Strindberg, see to it. And switch off that drivel while you're at it.
Right away, Professor.
Perhaps the shuttle's communicator has failed.
A ship like that's top of the fleet. There'd be backup systems galore. No, it's very odd.
Professor, Doctor.
What is it, Lieutenant?
These readings don't make sense. The data sweep indicates a build-up of some form of energy on board the command shuttle.
What sort of energy?
It's some form of fluctuating chronon surge. I've never seen anything like it before.
We've got to get in touch with that shuttle.
Command shuttle, come in. It's imperative that you respond.
Command shuttle. This is Dark Space 8. Respond, please. Come in, command shuttle. There's a buildup of energy aboard your vessel. Command shuttle.
Here we are, Mel. La Maison Rouge. The finest restaurant in Paris. The air is like wine, the wine is like nectar, and I've booked table 5 overlooking the twilight Seine as it snakes down to the Bois de Boulogne.
Oh, Doctor, not again.
Perhaps there's been a power cut. Henri, c'est le docteur!
Stop trying to wriggle out of it. This isn't Paris, and you know it.
I'll admit the corrugated iron isn't quite in keeping with the usual Parisian ambience.
Lost again.
Well, if you want to know the way, ask a gendarme. Come along, there's a light up ahead.
Air like wine, you said.
No, yeah, more like a mercurial compound mixed with something nitric and nasty.
Command shuttle? This is a spaceship. We're nowhere near Paris.
Unless it's heading for France.
Oh, give it up, Doctor. Oh, no.
2 of them. Poor fellas.
Doctor, they're dead. What was it you said? Something nitric?
Yes, they were gassed. The vapors dispersed, luckily for us.
Let's respond. Let them know what's happened.
Wait, what's that noise?
I can't hear anything. Shh. It's coming from the controls down there.
Where? There's something attached. Oh dear.
It's not a bomb. It's a bomb!
Mom! Run, Mel!
Confirmed. The shuttle has exploded. Total destruction.
Will somebody kill that alarm? Please? Thank you.
I hope we got them out in time.
The matter beam pad. Something's coming through.
Quickly! What?
Huh? Thank goodness.
We must have locked onto their life signs just in time.
Commander?
Parlez-vous français?
Give it up, Doctor.
He must be disorientated.
Lieutenant Strindberg, fetch some water.
Sir.
Commander Ballard, Chief Medical Officer Eleanor Harcourt reporting. What happened out there, sir? Was there a malfunction on the shuttle?
Yes. No, well, I'm not certain. I mean, it all happened so quickly.
We detected an energy flare. Pilot, didn't you hear us trying to contact you? Pilot.
Me? No. No, we didn't hear a thing.
Here, drink these.
Thank you. Oh, that's better.
Yes, what did I tell you? It must have been an overload of magnetic radiation.
Enough to destroy the shuttle?
I just don't know, Eleanor. Radiation of that kind is pretty unpredictable.
I think we should let the commander and,
Mel. Pilot, Melanie Bush.
The commander and Pilot Bush rest, Ivor. I'll show you to your living quarters, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. Lead on. Well done, Mel. You really are very good at that sort of thing.
Travelling with you, I have to be. What's the plan, then? Use our new aliases to get back to the TARDIS. It must be floating about out there in space.
Ah, yes, a very good idea.
You mean that wasn't your plan?
Well, I didn't have a plan. I was just making it up as I went along.
Yes, I am as concerned as you are. I quite agree, Golos. There must be an investigation. Security here is a joke. I will draft a strongly worded letter to... what have we here?
There is where we were invaded by the Archons of Aristarchus.
Really? How interesting.
Excuse me, are you in what passes for a position of authority on this hulk?
I am the station's chief medical officer, Dr. Eleanor
What has happened to the commander's shuttle? We saw it blow up.
This is the commander.
You?
Yes, appearances aren't everything.
We were teleported off the shuttle just in time.
It was simply a technical fault. Our people are looking into it. Luckily, Commander Ballard was rescued. Forgive me, you are...
Don't you recognize the entity Golos?
Ah, the entity Golos, of course. How do you do? How is life in the Gestalt these days? Oh, how fascinating.
You speak Golosian?
No, of course not. Rather a complicated tongue, even for as keen a student of linguistics as myself.
It took me 15 years of advanced study to grasp the bare rudiments. And you're wrong, Commander. Golosian isn't a tongue of any kind. Rather a complex series of signals framed in semiotic strings.
I get it. You're the interpreter.
A system of communication infinitely richer and more complex than any humanoid language.
Excuse me, Mr...
Loosely.
Mr. Loosely, but I have to take the commander and his pilot to their quarters. They've been through a very stressful experience out there in space.
Golos, too, finds the current situation stressful, but I...
Speak to someone in authority at once. Oh, no. Commander, I think you'd better take charge of the situation.
What has happened to the shuttle? Could this be a deliberate act of sabotage?
Well, Cyrene, Golos was just trying to ascertain the very same thing.
Our lives are in danger.
We must know the truth.
Yes, we have a right to be told.
Golos is anxious that the proper authorities be informed at once if there is even the slightest threat to our persons.
As I have explained, there is absolutely...
Doctor?
Pass me your whistle.
What whistle?
The one in your jacket pocket.
Hey, how did that get there?
So much.
Thank you. Now, given the delicate nature of the current affairs, you are rightly concerned. But we all have to pull together for the good of the conference, convention.
The Intergalactic Song Contest.
The what? I mean, of course, the Intergalactic Song Contest.
Absolutely. A full investigation will be carried out into the explosion, gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
Gentle persons. Gentle beings. So, please go back to your quarters and prepare for the song contest. All this shouting is bad for your vocal cords, or whatever it is you'll be using to sing with.
Commander, what you may not realize, and what Golos has confirmed to me, is that the explosion of your shuttle displayed the unmistakable blast pattern of an Angvian scatterbomb.
No! Surely even the Anvians will not be so bold. We are merely entertainers. I only came here to raise my galactic profile. I have no interest in politics.
Neither has Golos. He has entertained the Gestalt with his song stories for 7 cycles.
Oh, Mr. Loosely, please, you've caused nothing but disruption since you came here. I think you should just...
Quiet, all of you! Well spoken, girl. You are commander?
What? Yes.
This child has shown more strength than you in dealing with these squabbling fools.
Queen Angvir, I presume.
Ha! And this woman, she shows more brain than you, little man.
Protect us, Commander. An Angvian warship is probably already on the way.
Ha! I see Angvir is to be blamed for everything as usual. We did not destroy the craft.
Golos will not accept the word of any Angvian. Your primitive race has shown its treacherous nature on many occasions.
It was not the people of Angvia who broke the peace treaty of Tenebros IV.
And it was not Golos who settled the fringe planets of the Zordon Nebula in direct contradiction of the treaty's terms.
Our battle cruisers were invited in by the peoples of Zordon.
Nonsense.
Please, this is getting us nowhere.
Right. As I've said, return to your quarters.
And wait for the Angvian attack.
Foolish creature. Why would our mighty armies concern themselves with this contest? I am here for the same reason as all of you. To sing. My monologues are famous the wide galaxy over. The only politics I care for are the politics of this contest. Commander, the running order of the songs is a clear attempt by Earth to marginalize us.
The running order was decided fairly, by lot.
And we of Angvia are almost last.
Yes. You'll never get a chance to sing one of your precious monologues before your heavy cruisers blast this station to so much space debris.
Now, I'm sure we can sort this matter out amicably.
I have never appeared so low down on the bill. Even when I supported the Fresniks of Brass.
Golos has a suggestion. Why don't the planets appear in alphabetical order?
An excellent idea, and very diplomatic. Thank you, Golos.
Golos is sure the viewing billions will be glad that Angvia is over and done with so near the start.
Ha! How dare you!
Good. Now, all settled? Come along, Mel. Dr. Handcraft.
It's Harcourt, Commander.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, let's get out to our quarters.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, the Angvia situation is something that is a waste of time. We do not need any kind of competition of any kind at all.
Your life signs seem to be normal. I suggest you rest for a couple of hours. The contest doesn't begin until 2000 hours station time.
Thank you, Dr.
Harcourt.
Court.
I'm sorry your welcome didn't go quite as planned, Commander. But with the peace conference in session on Achilles 4, everyone is rather on edge. War is uppermost in the minds of us all.
Yes, of course. Quite understand. Achilles 4, yes. That conference between,
Between Golos and Angvir, Commander. You're quite sure that there isn't any lingering disorientation?
No, fit as a tree. Thank you again, Doctor.
A pleasure, Commander. Now I must return to my duties.
All right. Are you going to explain all that brouhaha out in the corridor?
The what?
The brouhaha. The argument.
Well, it's all rather interesting, actually. Angvia and Golos are neighbouring empires.
And deadly enemies. That much was obvious.
For many centuries, they've been at each other's opposable organs. Don't you know your history, Mel?
We only got as far as Tudors and Stuarts, Doctor.
The Tudors, splendid chaps, all of them.
Back to the point.
Centuries of bitter territorial conflict, border intrusions, neighbours from hell indeed.
A dislike for the unlike?
Not really. They're both pretty horrible. This contest is fascinating now, a pivotal moment in universal history. Must be the first time Golos and Angvia have been in the same corridor without trying to exasperate each other.
Oh, never mind all that now. We've got to get the TARDIS back.
The TARDIS? Oh, yes. Oh, well, there's no need to hurry. Fools rush in where horses fear to drink.
You're getting interested and involved, aren't you?
Does it show? Come on, Mel. Don't deny you love a good sing-song.
And you love a good mystery.
Then we'll both be as happy as sandcastles.
You're the commander, right? Why not contact that scientist and get him to scan the debris from the shuttle? Then he can use a tractor beam to bring in the TARDIS.
Oh, yes. One of those. Good idea. Ah, this must be my communicator. Hello? Is that the science officer?
Yes, Commander. Fassbinder here.
Hello. I'd like you to scan the debris from the shuttle. Use the tractor beam to bring in anything of interest for our analysis.
Right away, Commander.
Do you know, I've always wanted one of these. Commander's perks. Ah, this must be my uniform. Very heroic.
Before you get totally carried away, aren't you forgetting something?
I don't know, you have to remind me. Oh, this jacket fits like a glove.
Doctor, we found a bomb on that shuttle. Somebody was trying to kill the commander. And by taking his identity, you've painted us into a very dangerous corner.
Yes, perhaps you're right, Mel. We must tread carefully. Softly, softly catches the worm, eh, Mel?
Could you please stop doing that proverb thing, Doctor? It's really annoying.
Oh, sorry.
Dark Space 8 status report, day 4815 of operation. Chief Medic Eleanor Harcourt reporting. We are continuing to investigate the mysterious explosion of the Commander's shuttle as the contest draws near. Commander Ballard is an intriguing man with a natural air of authority and dignity, and I hope our relationship will be as interesting, rewarding, and close as that between myself and Commander Keel. Harcourt out.
Welcome back. Ha ha ha. It's busy, busy, busy here in the Great Concert Hall, formerly the quarantine area. Ha ha. Well, not really. That noise you can hear is a Sirene backing band tuning up. Nothing to do with Mrs. Logan's packed lunch, which is resting lightly on my tummy. Apparently, there was a bit of a surprise when the new base commander's shuttle ran into a meteor cloud or something, but I'm told he's quite safe. A cynic might think the poor fellow was trying to get out of watching the contest. Surely not. Anyway, I believe the neutral arbiter has just docked.
Ah, that really suits you, Mel. You look good in epaulets.
A mere ensign, though. Commander. Listen,
I think I'll make my way to the science lab, find out if they've made any progress with the TARDIS.
Good idea. Oh, is that me or you?
It's you. See you later. Don't get involved.
Hello, this is the Commander. Can I help you?
Commander Ballard, I'm sorry to disturb you, sir, but your presence is urgently required on the command deck.
Oh, right, yes. I'll be right up. No one did warn me not to get involved, but getting involved is my stock in trade, and it is a very nice uniform, which I must show off to someone.
Hello?
Huh?
Professor Fassbinder?
Hello, young lady.
Melanie, known as Mel.
And how can I help you, Mel?
Well, oh, excuse me, but what are you doing? It looks very interesting.
This. It's a device for measuring proton strings in the 12th dimension.
I see. Well, no, I don't. Why are you doing that?
Why? To see if the proton strings behave differently under a different set of dimensions, of course.
Oh. What have you discovered so far?
I just don't know. Wave equations are very, very complex.
I could give you a hand. No. Hold on. Mustn't get involved. And it's all over my head. What I came to ask was, did you find anything in the debris of the shuttle?
No, nothing as yet. I've set the data calibrators to the widest possible 360-degree sweep, so... Ooh, it'll take a little longer.
Well, be sure to give either the commander or me a call when, if anything turns up. I'll leave you to your proton strings.
Yes. Well, Melanie, known as Mel. I don't like little girls who ask too many questions.
Please, madam, sit down.
This is a deliberate insult to the people of Angvia!
You'll get nowhere if you shout.
Is that your philosophy? No shouting! No surprise you're all such weaklings on this side of the galaxy.
The commander is on his way. Oh, here he is now.
I finally found my way back. Now, how can I help you?
Commander, I have been placed in quarters right next to Golos. This is either incompetence or a gross and deliberate insult.
Don't worry. I'm sure it was just incompetence. It usually is with us humans.
Here's the accommodation plan, Commander.
Oh, yes, I see the problem. Now, why don't you move here?
Next to Cyrene!
Yes.
After all the insults it heaped on my people earlier?
Oh, all right. Next to Earth?
Ha! So you can spy on me?
Next to,
Do not go on, Commander! All your suggestions are equally ludicrous. You obviously have as little idea about conference management as you do about flying a shuttle!
Really? That is
where's Mel with that whistle? Mel! No, not Mel. Not Mel at all. Some sort of bipedal rodent thing.
Oh, what a relief. Commander Ballard, Queen Angvir, let me introduce you to the neutral arbiter of the song contest.
Hello, Miss... don't I know you?
I believe to Earth creatures, we Packers all look the same.
Packers, of course!
Commander, let me introduce Jerry Packer.
A pleasure!
Oh, there aren't any buttons there. Well, there must be some way of getting this thing working.
Guest rooms.
Oh, well done. I don't have much luck with lifts.
Look, just give me whatever you want signed and I'll sign it.
What? What do you mean?
Fine, forget it then. Your loss.
So, are you here for the contest, or do you work here?
Don't you know who I am?
I'm afraid not.
Really? You really don't know who I am?
I'm new to these parts.
But I'm the 5th most famous person in the galaxy, as voted by the readers of Entropy magazine.
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I don't really keep up with all the celebrity gossip.
What's your name?
Melanie, known as Mel. And you are?
And you are? And you are? I can't remember the last time anybody asked me my name. Come here. Mwah.
Oh.
Now, I'm sure we can sort everything out quite amicably. Pass me the accommodation plan, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Oh yes, sorry. Yeah. Now, where are we? Madam, I will move you here, if that's all right.
I suppose it is acceptable.
As long as the Bremels don't mind switching rooms.
I am sure they will see the problem and be keen to help out any way they can.
There we are. Everything's sorted out. Nice and shipshape. Now then,
Commander, I must protest.
Oh, no.
Golos is enraged.
Oh, really? I never have guessed.
Our quarters are directly next to
No,
those...
they are not! The commander has seen the gross insult of placing me next to you and assigned me a room at the far end of the block.
Golos is very angry, Commander. It is he who should have been moved away from her.
Yes, well, first come, first served, as we say on Earth. Now, how about you two going back to your rooms and preparing for the contest?
I will be happy to. Now I do not have the stench of Golas under my nose.
Golas?
Under protest.
I'd better get back to the medical unit. Well handled, Commander. Or may I call you John?
Eh? Oh, yes, of course, Elaine.
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
At last, someone I can have a proper conversation with. Somebody who knows as little about me as I know about them. Listen, don't rush off. Have you got a few minutes?
All the time in the world. Literally.
Let me tell you all about myself. No, I mean, you tell me all about yourself.
I'll try. What is your name?
What is your name? What is your name? I love it.
Please.
Nicky Newman. Oh, great.
What?
Well, for a moment there, I was afraid you'd say, oh, that Nicky Newman, the pop star.
No, really, I haven't the faintest idea who you are.
Me? I'm just a bloke. Just a bloke.
Now, where was I?
Would you sign these reports, sir?
Yes, of course. John Ballard. Thank you.
Sir?
Is this my chair? Very comfy. And all these buttons.
Commander, I very much admired your handling of the earlier situation. You were almost Packer-like in your diplomacy.
Yes, I suppose I was quite impressive, wasn't I?
Citizens of Golos and Anthea rarely meet. When they come face to face, as 'twere, it can be very unpleasant and undiplomatic. At this delicate time, we must all beware the tensions between Golos and Anthea.
Ah, yes, the peace conference on Achilles' Floor. You seem a little troubled.
Oh, Commander. My sister is an observer at the conference. I couldn't help but be a little worried when I saw those two tearing strips off each other. Poor Terry, on the other side of space, having to cope with hordes of Angvians and Golosians. At least we only have 2 on our hands. Oh. Why can't all the races of the galaxy live in peace like the people of my planet?
That's what makes you such good diplomats. You know, I don't think I've ever visited Packer.
It is a place of serenity and tranquility, Commander. We Packers are content to trade, work, and relax in utter harmony. All is calm. No voices are raised. Nothing but the gentle turning of our work wheels and the sighing of the waves as they lap the distant shores.
Oh, you were asking for that. What is it, Lieutenant?
An alarm, sir.
I guessed that. What about?
It's coming from the guest room, sir.
Quick, Arbiter!
Oh, dear! What now?
What is it?
It's an alarm.
I know that. I meant, what's it in aid of?
It's coming from down here.
Oh, come on then, let's take a look.
Oh, this is my cabin. It's coming from next door. That's Serene's room.
How do we get this door open? Hello? Hello? Are you all right in there? Oh no. I don't like the look of this. How do we get the lights on?
Over here. Oh, God. She's had some sort of accident.
I don't know much about Sirene metabolism, but I think she's dead.
Oh, no.
And you only have to look at her face to see that this was no accident. We have to face facts, Nikki. There's a murderer loose aboard Dark Space 8.
And now, the second part of our Doctor Who adventure, Bang Bang a Boom. The Doctor and Mel have arrived aboard Dark Space 8, a space station playing host to the Intergalactic Song Contest. But while the Doctor finds the contestants a bit of a handful, Mel discovers that things are going badly off-key.
What is it?
It's an alarm.
I know that. I meant, what's it in aid of?
It's coming from down here.
Oh, come on then, let's take a look.
Oh, this is my cabin. It's coming from next door. That's Sirene's room.
How do we get this door open? Hello? Hello? Are you all right in there? Oh no. I don't like the look of this. How do we get the lights on?
Over here. Oh, God. She's had some sort of accident.
I don't know much about Sirene metabolism, but I think she's dead.
Oh, no.
And you only have to look at her face to see that this was no accident. We have to face facts, Nikki. There's a murderer loose aboard Dark Space 8.
I heard the alarm. Oh my God. Please, stand away. I must examine her.
It looks like she pressed the alarm and then collapsed.
God. That alarm is really getting on my nerves. How do we switch it off?
There's a dead body in the room, and you prioritized the alarm.
Actually, I was trying not to think about the dead body, thanks.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for her. I feel so helpless.
How did she die? She looks terrified.
It's hard to tell, but there are no abrasions or contusions. Without a thorough medical scan, I can't make a full diagnosis, but well, it looks to be natural causes.
What?
What happened? Oh no!
Helena, is she?
I'm afraid so. She's dead, John.
Let me see.
Oh, this is awful! Awful! Oh! Nikki Newman!
Oh, God. Whatever was all the commotion about... Oh, no.
It's like Piccadilly Circus in here.
What has happened to the Sirene contestant, Doctor?
Well, you've seen that, Oh, yes, I think, she was talking to you.
What? Oh, there is really no cause for panic. At the moment, I cannot identify the precise cause of Sirene's death, but I think we can rule out foul play.
What a relief!
I'm afraid not. Look at these marks.
Those? I assume they were part of Sirene's distinctive coloring.
Decidedly not. Poison, I fancy.
What?
Oh, no.
Poison? Oh, no!
I suggest you take a sample for analysis, Dr. Harcourt.
Oh, of course.
And I further suggest that we leave the doctor to her work and reconvene in the rest room.
The rest room?
I mean the guest lounge.
Look, everyone, I think we need to relax and take stock. We still don't know for sure that Sirene was poisoned.
Could you pass me the nuts, please?
Marvelous. One of the contestants has just been murdered, and all the neutral arbiter can think about is nuts.
I always snack when I'm nervous. Actually, I don't know whether I'm more nervous about the murder or meeting Nikki.
Oh, God.
Please, calm down, Mr. Loosely.
Sirene is an old ally of Golos. Golos is adamant Sirene was murdered by Angvia.
Commander cannot listen to these ravings and these ramblings.
Look, you two, can't you calm it down a bit?
Who is this earthquake? Oh, it is Nikki Newman. Greetings from Angvia.
This is only a song contest, for goodness sakes.
Golos thinks the contest should be cancelled immediately.
Cancelled?
No, that's out of the question. We don't want to send out the wrong signals, especially not with that peace conference in session. Now, everybody, calm down.
Come on, Mr. Loosely, sit down and have a drink.
Certainly not.
Oh, take a break. Get a bit of human company for a change.
The company of Golos is more than adequate. Golos wishes me to compose a strongly worded official letter of complaint.
Good day.
Cretinous man. To want to spend his life with those hideous creatures.
The people of Golos deserve our respect.
They are killers. 30 generations ago, the raiding parties descended from the skies onto our peaceful pastoral settlements. We were forced to become warriors merely in order to survive.
Well, it takes two to foxtrot.
You know nothing of our history, Commander. None of you do. Have you ever seen somebody killed by one of Golos? It is hideous. The creature glows blue. It crackles with hatred. It stings. Do you want to die like that? Be on your guard, all of you.
Hold on. Are all of you thinking what I'm thinking?
The blue sting of Golos!
Could have killed Cyrene.
Nonsense. It's very dangerous to speculate. Eleanor will provide an answer until she does. Careless talk and all that.
It's what I've always feared. The contest could become a grudge match. A chance to try and settle old scores.
Actually, Miss Packer,
Yes, Professor?
I'm rather surprised to see you here. Isn't it a bit of a come-down for one of the great Packers to be overseeing a mere song contest?
Certainly not. I treat this appointment as prestigious in the extreme. I'm sorry to find that some of the staff of Dark Space 8 don't appear to share my view. I think I shall go to my cabin.
Well, sniffy lot, these Packers. Could one of you pass the wine?
Oh no, I've just realised.
What?
I'm meant to be doing a subspace interview in 10 minutes. I better get off. Look, don't slip away. You still haven't told me all about yourself.
It won't take long. I'm hardly famous or interesting.
Exactly. I've had enough of famous, interesting people.
And if you'll excuse me, Commander, I must get back to the lab, see if anything has come through on the scan of your shuttle.
Very well. Alone at last.
Look at you.
What?
You're loving every minute of this, aren't you, Commander?
Until we can get the TARDIS back, we've got to play along. Unless you fancy a lot of tedious being locked up, accused and interrogated.
And playing Poirot's got nothing to do with it.
Someone killed Commander Ballard, and someone, possibly the same someone, killed the Cyrene. Why?
At the risk of repeating myself, none of our business.
Come on, Mel. Every Poirot needs his Watson.
Hastings.
Lovely place. What about it?
Oh, I despair. Okay, I can play the sidekick. What do you want me to do?
Cyrene's quarters. Clues. And I'd better get back to the command deck.
Oh, welcome back. I've just had a note to say that the entry from Cyrene has had to drop out due to ill health. Get well soon, Cyrene. Well, only another few hours to go, and things are beginning to get interesting here.
You're right there. Now then. Hello, is that you, Eleanor?
Yes, John.
Any progress on those tests?
Not so far. The substance I took from Cyrene is very hard to identify.
Keep trying, Eleanor. Commander out. Ah, Professor Fassbinder.
Commander, I've got the results of the sensor scan.
Oh, yes. Let's have a look.
Nothing very interesting, I'm afraid. Certainly nothing that could explain the explosion. Just a lot of rock.
You didn't find any large objects, anything unusual?
No, it's all there in the report. Just a lot of atomized rock and a cloud of fuel cells. We still don't know what caused the...
Never mind that. I mean, you did a full scan?
Yes.
And found no large objects? Nothing like a tall blue box with a light on top?
A light on top? No, nothing like that at all.
Oh, no.
Hello? Anyone there? No? Good. Let's get sniffing for clues. Dressing table. Nothing. Under the bed. No. Oh! Hello. I was just looking about. The commander asked me to... I'm sorry about what I said earlier. I'm sure the people of Golos are great company. No, really, I didn't mean... What are you doing? No. No, keep back. Please, keep away, please. No. No, don't.
Golos?
No.
Golos, are you there?
Help.
What's going on?
Help. Get it away from me.
Come away, Golos. This Earth girl is harmless. Yes, I would very much like to know that, too. What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Well, the commander sent me to examine the room for clues. I didn't expect to be attacked by your fizzy friend.
Yes. I'll explain to her. Melanie, is it? Golos was doing much the same.
Oh, I don't think so. Or why did he attack?
Golos thought you were attacking him.
With what?
You must understand, Golos is naturally suspicious of humanoid females.
Well, I'm hardly a harridan like Anglia.
Golos regrets the incident.
It doesn't sound like it. I think you ought to keep that thing under better control.
I do not control Golos, young lady, and that thing, as you so arrogantly put it, is part of the most advanced entity in the cosmos. Certainly more advanced than a mere human like you.
Or indeed, you.
That is to my eternal regret. Come, Golos. Apologies for this misunderstanding.
Sounds pretty steamed up.
To be blunt, he is outraged at your slanders. He wants me to write a sternly worded letter complaining about your conduct.
Mel? Oh, hello, Mel.
Excuse us.
Hey, watch it, Mr. Loosely. What's he so steamed up about? You all right, Mel? Thought I could hear you. Finished my interview and thought we could have our chat. Go for a swim. What's going on? You look a bit shaken up.
Nicky, that creature, it tried to kill me.
But Ivor, what actually befell the commander's shuttle?
I just don't know, Eleanor. Perhaps some freak effect? Magnetic space lightning? A cloud of invisible particles? Ooh, or some new kind of alien energy that just doesn't show up on our scanners? I just don't know.
Commander, you look troubled.
I'm fine, really.
The object you lost, it was of sentimental value?
Irreplaceable.
I'm sorry. If you ever need to talk, the door to my quarters is always open, John.
Oh, thank you.
I was able to be of great personal comfort to Commander Keel.
Oh, well, yes, I'll bear that in mind.
Commander?
Yeah, what is it, Lieutenant Strindberg?
I'm picking up alarming reports on the space news channels.
Oh, switch it on. I mean, patch them through.
Aye, sir.
Achilles 4 is under attack.
I think we've had enough, Lieutenant.
This is terrible. That station was brand new. It's supposed to be impregnable.
Nothing's impregnable if you're the right equipment or the right information.
This was the last best hope for peace between Golos and Angvia.
Yes. If the Achilles 4 conference fails, war rages on forever.
If only we could do something. Oh, I feel so helpless.
We can do something.
What?
Our bit. We keep our peckers up. We put our shoulders to the wheel, our noses to the grindstone, our backs to the trough, and our elbows in the grease. To make sure this intergalactic song contest is the best the universe has ever seen or will ever see. We show the war makers that music can bring harmony.
Let's do the show right here in the barn.
Don't be so cynical, Mel.
And it appears Achilles 4 has been attacked by Angvian separatists. Oh dear. You have to ask yourself, what's going through the minds of these people? Well, I suppose it's back to the contest. Something to cheer us all up. Or not. The arena's just beginning to fill up. Let me just describe the arena to you. The seating holds 40,000 specially invited audience members. What an honor to get invited, eh? And there they are, enjoying the hospitality, staggering back to their seats. There are 200,000 mini-crystal hovercams covering every angle of the performance space, beaming every detail of each song to a quinquillion homes across the universe. Ah, yes. You can bet it's going to be an unforgettable night.
What do you mean they can't find the TARDIS?
It's not showing up on their scans, so the professor says.
Perhaps it's floated off somewhere.
Impossible.
Or it really did get blown up.
Equally impossible. The TARDIS is impregnable. Oh.
What?
Oh, nothing. The TARDIS is indestructible. Ergo, it must be out there.
Ergo, their scanners are playing up. Or...
Ergo...
the professor is lying. You know, I thought there was something odd about him.
There's something odd about plenty of people. It doesn't make them liars. But it certainly adds to the mystery.
And I've got yet another piece of that jigsaw.
Yes?
Golos attacked me in Sirene's room. Loosely called it off, and it said it was just looking for clues, same as me. But it was glowing bright red, looked furious.
Oh, Mel, are you all right?
Oh, you know me, Doctor. Takes more than a stroppy alien to shake me up. How would I cope with you otherwise? I reckon Professor Fassbinder and Golos are in this together. He blew up the shuttle, and Golos killed Cyrene and tried to kill me to cover up the evidence.
Brilliant.
What?
An astonishing display.
Really?
Of leaping to hasty conclusions. You've no evidence to support your theory.
I suppose not. But have you got any evidence to disprove it?
Not yet. I suggest we keep our eyes peeled, our ears pricked, and our other sensory appendages primed.
I have been.
Really? Well, you've already missed something important.
What?
When we discovered Cyrene...
What?
Ah.
Oh, no, Doctor, spill the beans.
Unlike you, Mel, I won't spill my beans until I know how many of them make 5.
Eh?
Come in.
Excuse me, Commander. Sorry to disturb you in your ready room, but your presence is requested in the contestants' guest lounge. There's some kind of disturbance.
No prizes for guessing who that is.
Those terrorists are not affiliated to the Angvian state. They have no connection with the Angvian state. They do not represent the wishes of the Angvian state.
This is a deliberate attempt to destroy the peace process, to besmirch the good name of Golos by provoking a walkout by the Golos delegation, a flagrant breach of trust by the Angvian delegation.
Just stop! Stop it! This contest is designed to create an atmosphere of harmony between all races. It is not political.
At this time, every act is a political act.
These people are terrorists. They want to provoke war and aggression between us. If we argue, we will be giving them exactly what they want. We must strive to rise above their provocation.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Hi, Mel. That's the Commander.
And you must be Nicky Newman.
You don't know me either? Fantastic.
Now, Mr. Loosely, Melanie has explained what happened just now.
Golos attacked me, that's what.
We did no such thing.
And we are happy to accept your apologies.
I am not...
We are all happy to accept your apologies.
I wish it would stop fizzing like that. It's making me feel ill.
Golos is naturally anxious. First the murder of Cyrene, now the attack on Achilles 4. The contest should be called off.
That is out of the question. Please, try to remain calm.
Yes, it's time for everyone to stop getting so red in the face, including you, Golos.
Golos only turns this color in a time of extreme crisis.
Crisis? What crisis? Please, Golos, you are safe, and while I command Dark Space 8, you will come to no harm. I'm going to assign, security patrols to all areas, and I put the station on full alert. But the contest is most definitely going ahead. Ah, Eleanor.
Commander, I've got the results of the tests on Cyrene's body.
Now we will know the truth, the blue sting of Golos.
The results are inconclusive. Cyrene died from a massive internal hemorrhage, a sudden and tremendous shock to the neural cortex of the brain.
Let me see those scans.
It's impossible to tell what caused that shock.
What about the marks on the skin?
There's no way of telling what could have caused the scarring on the tissue or whether it's even connected to the neural spasm.
Right. So everybody can just calm down and focus on the contest.
This is typical human behavior, burying your heads in the sand. Come, Golos.
You do well, Commander. Very well. Now, I trust you will respect the customs of my people, and before the contest, you will dine with me.
Naturally.
Good. I will see you in the dining sphere at 1800 hours.
It will be a pleasure.
I'm sure it will.
Phew. I don't envy you, Commander.
It is an Angvian tradition to take a meal with the chief of the village they are visiting. I hope you don't mind, Commander.
Not at all. I'm feeling rather peckish. Now then, isn't it quiet all of a sudden? Perhaps it's a good time for us all to have a rest.
Come on in, Mel. The water's lovely.
It's freezing.
Yeah, I was lying. Heating must have packed up like everything else on this station.
The way the Professor and Eleanor talk, you'd think the place was a hotbed of adventure.
Once, maybe. I mean, my mum was really made up that I was coming to Dark Space 8, because it used to be in the news all the time. You know, invasions foiled, all that bit. Look, are you coming in or not?
Okay. Here goes. Oh, it's even colder in here than I...
Oh, don't be such a baby.
Oh, don't worry about me. I seem to spend my whole life being wet and cold. Being a pilot, I mean.
Right. So how did you get into that, then?
Oh, you know, the usual way. I mean, it's nowhere near as exciting as what you do.
Don't you believe it? Everybody thinks that. All I ever get is, aren't you lucky? Well, when they can actually manage to speak to me instead of just staring and dribbling.
That's the price of fame, I suppose.
Yeah, but everybody thinks they know me, and everybody has an opinion about me. Can you imagine what that's like? I haven't even met most of them. But even when I do, people think I've said too much, or I haven't said enough, or I'm being over-friendly, or not friendly enough, or that I'm too aloof, or that I'm trying too hard to be down to earth. Honestly, Mel, it drives me mad. I was sitting on that shuttle here, all the flight crew muttering about me, screaming fans floating over my shoulder, feeling like death, my head thumping.
Well, I suppose
It was only that Mr. Loosley who was polite enough to ask me how I was. And that's only because he's been living in candy floss land for years. I had to cadge a headache pill off him because I couldn't face another round of giggling from the stewardess. And I mean, have you any idea how sick I feel right now? Knowing I've got to go on in front of God knows how many billion people and sing? And don't get me started on how the media portray me, because... Oh, God. Look, I'm sorry. Listen to me. Poor little rich boy.
So why don't you give it up? You could walk away, couldn't you? Go home?
Are you mad? My manager would kill me. And my mum. And as for the fans...
But you can't live your life for other people.
Will Mr. White please come to the media sphere?
Oh, God, not again.
Eh?
Mr. White. That's me. It's what they call me so that people won't follow me about or send a paparazzi cam after me. Must be another fan club chat or something. Christ, I'm sick of it.
Well, take my advice, then.
Look, and you just don't get it, do you? Don't even try to understand, because you can't. I've got to go. Later.
Hey, I was only trying to help. What's got into him?
Well, the band's tuning up, the guests are supping up, and the acts are giving up. Any ideas of doing a runner, that is. As for me, well, I'm keeping myself busy whilst we wait for tonight's festivities to kick off. Now, I get a lot of letters, surprising though that may seem, and some of them even ask me sensible questions. Some of the ones I can read, that is. Haha. Now, some of you have been wondering how I can comment on the songs when I can't even say the names of half of them. Good question there. Well, this year, I've got something to beat my critics with. And it isn't a stick this time. No, old Logan isn't quite as stupid as he seems. As I've been working on my own little translator unit for the last couple of months. And if the lure of the hospitality bar isn't too great, I'm hoping to have it ready in time for the contest. That way, I can give them all a fair chance before I stamp all over them. Anyways, I'll hand you over now to Bert Swanley and the Debonaires, who thought they might inflict a little bit of real music on you all before we get down to business. This is Logan, signing off for now.
Hello? Oh, Mr. Loosley. Is your, friend not about?
Golos is not my friend. Don't be ridiculous. He's resting in his cabin. With this device, he can summon me when required, and I can monitor his vital signs. Life away from the Gestalt is trying for him. Satisfied?
Right. Good. I've just had a swim. It's good for the heart, you know. Especially in water that cold.
How fascinating.
Don't they have swimming pools on Golos's planet?
The world of Golos is, in many ways, I am sure, beyond your comprehension, young lady.
I've been to a lot of strange places.
You talk a lot, too.
It's called being sociable.
Oh, forgive me. I'm not used to other humans.
I think you'll find they're called people.
Hello, Commander.
You must have some human friends, Mr. Loosely.
I worked in Earth security for several years. I still keep in touch with some of the people there, I suppose. That's how I first came to visit Golos on a diplomatic mission some 20 years ago now.
I hear it's a bit misty.
Misty?
Yes.
Golos is oneness, a myriad of shifting colors, some you wouldn't even recognize. The stream of thought that surrounds the Gestalt is serene, beautiful. Beings of pure mental energy, creatures of thought, souls, you might say. Can you imagine what that feels like? Not to have to drag this carcass with its needs, its hunger, its incessant demands around with you.
I quite like my carcass, actually.
I didn't really think you'd understand. But, Melanie, I really am happy there.
As long as you're happy, Mr. Loosely. Mel, we must get back to the command deck and keep an eye on that space battle.
I'll be up in a minute. So, tell me more about what you do when you're with the Gestalt.
Well, if you're really interested about the...
We've been hearing rumors all afternoon, Brian, so is there anything you can tell us at this stage?
Well, there has been no official statement as yet, but just a few moments ago, I saw the last of the terrorist ships make hyperjump with the fleet in hot pursuit. So, as far as any of us can tell, the attack on Achilles Fort is now over.
So, the conference seems to be safe.
That's certainly the feeling here, Michael, and given the casualties that the attack has suffered, I think it's safe to say that a second attack is unlikely.
Yes, there's been a lot said here about the pincer attack that the terrorist ships adopted. Can you tell us any more about that?
Certainly from where I was sitting, their tactics seemed very weak.
I think weak might be something of an understatement.
Commander?
Oh, nothing, Lieutenant. Nothing. Just talking to myself. Terrible habit of mine. Anyway, it looks like the peace conference had a lucky escape.
It's lucky for us all.
Indeed, indeed. I wonder if you might do me a favor, Lieutenant, and pop across the way to tell Eleanor. I know how worried she is.
Of course, sir. Right away.
Oh, sorry.
After you, miss. Please excuse me.
Ah, Pilot Mel. Been having fun?
I actually had quite a nice chat with our Mr. Loosely.
Really?
He isn't half as fierce away from that Golos thing. I just don't think he's very good with humans.
And I've no doubt he received the full Melanie Bush course in people's skills.
Gratis and for nothing. So what have you been up to whilst Oh, what was that?
Over there, under the door. It's a note.
Nobody around. Hello? Who's there? Hello?
Curiouser and curious.
What's it say?
Commander, beware the pits of Angvia.
No name.
Nothing.
The pits of Angvia? What's that supposed to mean?
Pits? I don't remember there being any pits on Angvia. Very big trees, as I recall, but no pits. And anyway, the planet's halfway across space from here.
Or maybe it's meant to throw us, send us off on a wild goose chase.
But it's meaningless. I mean, if you wanted to befuddle someone, you'd make up something more cryptic, less specific.
Well, whoever left it obviously wants to implicate our friendly neighborhood Valkyrie in this mess. I mean, it could have been Lieutenant Strindberg. He was close by, and he
Oh, Mel.
Sorry. But someone left it. Hey, perhaps it was the Professor. I mean, we don't know what sort of devices he could have hidden in here. Maybe he heard us talking earlier and decided to shift the blame.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it was Eleanor, or Loosely, or Nicky, or Jerry, or old Mr. Jenkins, the janitor. I could go on all afternoon, and it still wouldn't get us anywhere. The only people we can rule out are you and me. Unless there's something you're not telling me.
Very funny. Well, I still think it's a good theory. And I'm going to go and have a nose around the Professor's lab. If nothing else, it might mean we can cross off a suspect.
Professor Fassbinder, with the lead piping in the lab. Oh, all right then. But be careful.
I'm not the one who needs to be careful. You've got a date with Angvia.
There you are, Mr. Newman. These drugs should help with your headache and nausea.
Oh, I don't like the look of them. What are they?
They're an extract of Malvolian fungoid.
Wish I hadn't asked.
Have you taken any other drugs in the last 24 hours?
I had an aspirin on the shuttle.
Well, these shouldn't react adversely with that.
They smell funny. Mel? Hey, Mel?
Oh, it's you. What do you want? I'm busy.
Look, I'm sorry we had that little row or spat or whatever it was.
I wasn't aware that we'd had a row. As I recall, I was trying to be helpful, and you were shouting at me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Friends?
Yes, okay, I could do with some help.
Oh, really? With what exactly?
Oh, never mind. It's nothing important. Come on, Nicky.
Yeah, coming. Thanks for the pills, Doc.
What? Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, I'd squeeze the past.
Ah, Commander. I was beginning to fear you were not coming.
Oh, I never break a date.
And I have never been, how do you say on Earth, stood down. Do you wish to see the menu?
Oh, thank you.
Good evening, sir. Madam, may I take your order?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll have a Pamperanian fritters to start with.
I will not have a starter. We of Angvia do not have starters. I am interested only in the main course.
Oh. In which case, then...
Rump of Argalian star bison. Rare?
Twice, please.
Very good, sir. Madam.
Well,
Well,
here we are.
yes. We are here.
Here we are, then.
Yes.
We agreed on that, anyway. My old philosopher friend, Descartes, could never decide if he was here or not. Played havoc when it came to working out the bill.
Oh, Commander. Oh, you are so witty. My, but it's warm in here. I'll just remove my helmet.
Oh, your hair.
What of it?
Well, it's very lovely. I mean, it's very long.
Do Earth women also have lovely hair?
Yes, I suppose so. I've never really thought about it. Strange. So, your people have been at war with Golos for a very long time. How did it all get started, anyway? I'm rather vague on the details.
It's all ancient history. It does not matter tonight.
Oh, these border incursions seem to be...
Politics, huh? No, it is a bore. I know little of such matters. We learn the worst of their crimes by rote at the seminar, but I was always an entertainer in my heart and soul.
Yes. Nice view.
The wall.
Well, it's quite a nice wall.
No, it is not.
I don't suppose it is.
Forgive me, Commander. I must be blunt with you.
Be as blunt as you like.
Ever since we met, I have felt something inside me. Stirring.
You should go to the sick bay.
Sick bay? Ha! Doctors cannot cure love.
Love?
You act as if you've never heard the word before.
Well, I've heard of it, but perhaps you're having a bit of a difficulty with our language.
No. I said love. I mean love.
What sort of love do you mean? Professional admiration, platonic affection, quite liking someone in a distant, abstract sort of way?
I'm talking of mad, passionate love. Embraces under the stars. On Angvia, we women choose our mates.
Sort of like a ladies' excuse me kind of thing.
I know nothing of this ladies' excuse me. All I know is what my heart tells me. I look into your eyes and I see boiling masculine virility under the flimsy lid of your beauty.
Do you?
Come here! Ah! Rest your head on my bosom. You hear my heart pounding?
Yes.
Feel it?
Yes. It's actually rather comfortable.
Now, do you feel love?
What? Yes. Yes, strangely enough. I think I'm beginning to.
So why are we looking for the professor?
Shh, we're not. We're just going for a little nose round his lab.
But won't he mind?
If we're careful, he'll never know. Professor? Professor Fassbinder, are you there? Great. It's lucky he never seems to be around. Come on, and be careful.
We shouldn't be doing this, Mel. The tabloids will have a field day if I get wrapped up in, well, I don't know, breaking and entering or whatever it is we're doing.
All the more reason to shut up and start looking around.
What for?
I don't know. Clues. Anything suspicious. This is a murder investigation, remember? Look for something murderous.
All right, all right. Whoa! Shh! Sorry. What was that? Someone's coming.
What? You're right. Quick, behind this thing.
Who is it? Can you see?
I don't recognize him.
Let me see. It's Logan, the commentator. He interviewed me once.
You don't suppose he's mixed up in all this?
Him? No, he can't be.
Who's there? Who?
He's heard us. I better come clean. Mr. Logan? Hello. My name's Mel. I'm here with Nicky Newman.
Hi.
We were just waiting for Professor Fassbinder to come back and, Are you all right? What's wrong?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Is that...
Oh, Mr. Logan? Mr. Logan?
This is Logan. Signing off.
Nicky, at the risk of making a habit out of this kind of thing, he's dead. He's been stabbed in the back.
Now we join the Doctor, who is continuing his adventure aboard Dark Space 8. With the song contest drawing near and tensions rising, it seems that someone, or something, is getting away with murder. A fact which Mel is about to discover firsthand.
Mr. Logan? Hello. My name's Mel. I'm here with Nicky Newman.
Hi.
We were just waiting for Professor Fassbinder to come back and, Are you all right? What's wrong?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Is that...
Oh, Mr. Logan? Mr. Logan?
This is Logan. Signing off.
Nicky, at the risk of making a habit out of this kind of thing, he's dead. He's been stabbed in the back.
You are a very beautiful woman.
And you, Commander, are such a handsome man. The way your hair curls under your hat. Those deep gray eyes. So mysterious.
It's been a very, very long time since I felt anything like this. And so strongly. Oh, Angvia, how could I have been so blind? Wherever we go in the universe, one thing is constant. Hordes of hairy aliens descend in their battle cruisers. Men in plastic overalls hurry down corridors. The redshift gobbles up planets at the edge of time. But in all those places, love is real.
Oh, Commander, kiss me!
Love! Oh, Angvia, what have I been doing all these centuries? I wasted so much time fighting monsters when I should have been tasting life's great sweetener, amor.
Yes, all right, I get where you're coming from. Now, kiss me!
Commander Ballard, please report urgently to command deck.
No, not now, not
Don't
now.
answer, Commander, my dog.
Urgently to command
Ignore
deck.
it.
Yes, I'll ignore it.
And fall into my arms.
Commander Ballard, please report urgently to command deck.
No, don't listen to it. Tonight, Dark Space 8 can look after itself. This night was made for love.
I can't, Angvia. I must go. The universe can't be trusted to itself.
The universe can wait. I am a woman!
I'm sorry, my love. But it will only be for a short while. Until I've solved this invasion or power mad scheme or whatever it is today.
Then hurry. You have lit the flame and only you can put it out.
I will return soon.
Oh, my little man.
Dark Space 8 status report, day 4816 of operation. Chief Medic Eleanor Harcourt reporting. The unexpected death of Earth commentator Logan has created an unsettling atmosphere aboard the station and has even cast doubt on the continuation of the intergalactic song contest. We can only hope that the results of my post-mortem examination will quell the tide of rising anxiety which threatens to engulf our normally happy community. On a more personal note, my concern is also growing for the welfare of Commander Ballard, whose behavior seems to become ever stranger as his acquaintance with Queen Angvir grows more familiar. It pains me to say that I can foresee the day when it may be my duty to rescue the commander from the unwanted attentions of that Queen Angvir. In the meantime, I must report to sickbay to examine the body of the unfortunate commentator Logan. Harcourt out.
But who could have wanted to kill the commentator? Where's Professor Fassbinder? What's going on in Dark Space 8? Commander? Commander!
Huh? Oh, sorry, Mel. I was just, pondering the mystery.
Surely now you're going to stop the contest?
Well, it is an option, I suppose.
Commander, are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. Fine.
Well, come on then.
Come on where?
What do you think?
The contest is imminent, Commander.
All the more reason to cancel it.
Mel's right. We can't go on.
Your stage fright's by the by. We can't ignore another murder.
Do you think that's why I want the contest pulled? You must think a lot of me.
Ah, Commander.
Oh dear. Every time that door opens, I pray it's not going to be him.
I've heard about the murder.
Ah, I suppose you want the contest cancelled?
Certainly not.
Really, Mr. Loosely? You surprise me.
I have no opinion of my own. I merely relay Golos's thoughts.
So all that crackling means the opposite of what it said before? Sounds just the same to me.
Golos considers that it is now far too late to cancel the contest. The eyes of billions of beings across the universe are trained here on Dark Space 8. The evening's presentation has already begun. To pull out this late would give the murderer, whoever it may be, exactly what she wants.
By she, I presume you mean Angvir?
Impossible! I was with Queen Angvir when Logan was murdered.
Oh, really? How very convenient. The perfect alibi.
John, I've examined the body of the commentator.
Oh. And?
Oh, come on, Commander. Show some interest.
He was stabbed.
I could have told you that.
There were no fingerprints on the vibro knife.
Did you carry out a psychogenetic test?
Of course, Ambassador. The results were...
Don't tell me. Negative.
Great. Come on, Commander. The final decision's up to you. We've got just under an hour till the contest begins. Are you going to cancel it?
Well, no. No, on reflection...
Excellent. A wise choice, Commander. I shall tell the team in the concert hall to proceed as planned. Mr. Loosely, Golos, Mr. Newman, I suggest you prepare for your performances.
Indeed. Calm, Golos.
I just don't think I can do it, Mel. My stomach's getting worse.
Get Dr. Harcourt to check you out.
No, Tar. She gave me these horrible pills last time. Anyway, doctors scare me.
Is there anything that doesn't? Go back to your cabin and try to get some rest before you go on. I'll see you later.
Okay, thanks for the sympathy.
If you want a normal friendship, you'd better learn the rules.
That was rather harsh, Mel.
Oh, you haven't seen the half of it. Where can we talk privately? Ah, Commander's ready room. Come on, you.
Mel, whatever's the matter?
You tell me. What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
I've never seen you like this before. You seem distracted. Like the murders don't matter.
Of course they matter.
Out there, you look like you were drifting off, like your mind was somewhere else.
Did I?
You're doing it again.
Am I?
What's got into you? I expect a certain amount of eccentricity, but never disinterest.
Oh, Mel. Now you come to mention it, I do feel a little strained.
Hold on. Did anything happen while you were with Angvir?
What do you mean by that?
I just wondered if she said or did anything that gave you pause for thought. Doctor, what's wrong?
Well, you know me. Things I always do, the things I never do.
Of course.
The things I always do.
Charge round the universe, setting wrongs to rights, generally.
And never?
Well, you're never nasty or deliberately cruel.
And?
And you never... Well, you never... No!
For a horrible moment back there, Mel. Yes. Or nearly.
With Angvia?
Yes.
I must say, after several hundred years of celibacy, that's a pretty odd place to start up again.
There's something wrong here, Mel. Something very wrong indeed. I've got to pull myself together. There are lives at stake. Mind on the job and all that.
I think you ought to get your mind off the job. It sounds like you've been having some sort of mid-regeneration crisis. But we'll sort that out later.
Yes. So, what did the professor say when you went to see him in the lab?
I was trying to tell you. He was nowhere to be found.
Oh, Mel!
Well, I did have a man bleeding on me at the time.
Yes, and that's another thing. I mean, what did our murderer have to gain by killing the commentator?
Well, it seems pretty obvious. A high-profile target. One of the most famous people here, according to Nikki.
On the surface, yes. I'm just trying to remember what he was...
Oh, come on, Doctor. Spit it out.
Apply your elephantine memory, Mel, and I'm sure you'll draw the same conclusions as this love-struck old fool.
Oh, you're back to your old self, all right. The only conclusion I've drawn is that the prof's done a runner.
Well, see if you can find him then.
So you do think he's behind it at last?
No comment.
Oh, I give up. Doctor, do you know what happened to Sherlock Holmes in the end?
What?
Watson bashed him over the head with his own violin for being so aggravating. I'm off to find the professor.
Is this on? Oh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Svan Strindberg, and I am to be your commentator for this evening's contest due to the, unavailability of your regularly scheduled host. Get well soon, Mr. Logan. And as the hall fills with, people who want to, see this contest here this evening in the, hall... Oh, dear.
Doors open. Ah, Eleanor.
John, I wondered if you needed anything.
Oh, no thank you. Just pondering.
Strange. Paul, Commander Keel, used to sit just there, gazing into the infinity of space.
Did it help him?
Oh, yes. I remember when Dark Space 8 had been stricken with the Altarian plague. Everybody's usual inhibitions went flying out the window. Every passionate thought, every repressed instinct.
And how did he solve the problem?
He reversed the station's air conditioning system. After a while, anyway.
If only this problem could be solved so easily.
You're still no nearer to the solution, John?
Tell me, Dr. Harcourt, what do you think of Professor Fassbinder?
I trust Ivor with my life. We've been through so much together. I remember when a being called Xeon appeared out of space, freezing us all and claiming to be God.
Yes. But he's a trustworthy character.
And a great scientist.
Oh, Commander. I see you are busy.
Oh, no, Your Graciousness. Please come in.
Are you sure?
Shouldn't you be getting ready for the contest, Queen Angvia?
Yes, of course. I just wanted a few words with the Commander.
I'll attend to my other duties, then.
She is a very lonely woman, the Doctor.
You think so?
There is some hidden sadness behind her eyes. I sense it. We of Angvia have sharp instincts. Just as my instincts told me that you, Commander, are a very passionate man.
Now, Queen Angvia, we really must have a chat about that. And you're due on the stage very soon. Oh, please, I'd rather you didn't do that. Oh, now, really.
We have time enough for love, Commander.
No, we really don't.
We have.
We haven't.
Come to me.
No, I must insist.
Are you telling me to leave?
No. Yes, please. I'm telling you to leave.
No! The shame of it!
Well, nobody else knows about... You know, us.
But that is not the point! I am the 14th queen of the House of Silsitor. To be rejected by a mere male is shame eternal.
Well, I'm just not like the other boys.
You're not like any other man. You are a great mystery. I go to sing away my tears.
This is most peculiar. Why am I behaving like this? Come on, Doctor, think!
Mel to Commander. Come in, Commander. Oh, how does this thing work?
You press the middle bit.
Oh, Nikki, you scared me.
Sorry, Mel. Actually, I really am sorry. I've been acting like an idiot. I bought you this to say, well, sorry.
Oh, Nikki, it's lovely. I didn't know roses grew in space.
No, there's a gift shop on level Oh, teasing me, yeah?
Afraid so. It's very sweet of you. But listen to me, Nikki Newman. You have to learn to loosen up a bit. You can't live your life for a group of people you don't even know. Look what it's doing to you.
I know. After this is over, I'll sort something out. Promise. When it's over. God, I can hardly even bear to think of what I've got to do.
Well, don't then. Come and help me. I'm trying to find Professor Fassbinder, and I'm not having much luck. With that or with this stupid communicator thing.
Have you tried in the main hall? Maybe he's helping them out with, I don't know, science things.
That must be the only place I haven't tried. Come on.
So, yes, not long to go now. And even less time now.
I'd rather not go in.
Afraid of being recognized. Just put a bag on your head.
Okay, sorry. I'm being unreasonable again, aren't I?
A smidge. It's dark back here. Nobody's going to... Nikki. Over there.
Where? What?
Right at the back of the auditorium. Surely that's...
The Professor!
The elusive Professor. At last. Now we'll get to the truth. Professor Fassbinder, I know everything. The game's up. It's time for you to confess.
Mel?
You've been trying to stop the contest for some reason, and you deliberately falsified the test on our shuttle, and you killed the commentator.
Mel? I think he's dead.
A ring of satellites. A ring of satellites.
No, he isn't. But we've got to get him to Dr. Harcourt. And fast.
Young lady, there is no question of Professor Fassbinder neglecting his duties.
Look at him. He must have been taking something.
The hassle of the contest must have got to him. You see a lot of it in this business.
More likely he's been trying to assuage the guilt, to wash away the stain of murder.
Now, Mal. Thank you for calling me, Eleanor. Now, what exactly is wrong with the Professor?
John, I just don't know. I'll have to carry out a full range of tests.
Wait a moment. Professor, listen. It's the Commander.
Somebody heard.
Somebody heard the what?
It's the...
He's pointing to his throat.
Let's see. Loosen his collar.
Oh, no.
John, what is it?
You're the doctor.
That mark on his neck. Is it poison?
Almost certainly.
So I was wrong. Far from being the murderer, he's victim number 3.
There may still be a chance.
I don't think so, Eleanor. I'm sorry.
Oh, Ivor, try to tell us what happened. Who did this to you?
Someone must have heard the...
Heard what?
Ivor, remember when you and I and Commander Keel were accidentally transported back through time and space to medieval Wales? You didn't give up then, and you mustn't give up now.
Sorry, Eleanor. Oh, Eleanor, I wish I could have told you and Paul the truth.
I don't understand.
I think I do. Professor, I know your secret.
He is the murderer.
No smell.
Sorry.
Tell them, Professor.
Don't call me that.
What? I don't understand.
Oh, Eleanor, all these years, Whenever you or Paul ask me what's that, or how do we get through this black hole, or whatever, I just used to say the first thing that came into my head. A cloud of neutrino-charged ions, or we must invert the station's gravitic stabilizers, or stick a ring of satellites around the moon. It was all rubbish.
But why?
Because I was drunk. I was drunk. I've barely been sober in 20 years. I can't remember the first thing about space science. Oh, Eleanor.
Oh, Ivor. Was it after your wife was killed by the sweat vampire? Is that why you turned to alcohol?
Good God, no. No, it was those loans. The loans started it. We had to remortgage, you know.
Well, fascinating though this is...
Who's the murderer? That's what we want to know.
Well, obviously, I'm quite surprised none of you have realized. I mean, quite plainly, without any doubt in my mind, the murderer is...
Quick! Revive him!
Too late, I'm afraid.
Ivor, gone, and there was nothing I could do. I feel so helpless.
What has been... Oh! The Professor!
Right. The time has come for action.
You're going to cancel the contest?
No. I'm putting Dark Space 8 into battle stations. Quarantine restrictions in full force. All subspace communications are suspended as from now. All security guards are to be armed with phasers. Lasers set to stun. Patrols to be increased. The concert hall is to be isolated immediately and entry permitted only to Grade 1 operatives. Say nothing to the guests. We don't want a full-scale panic. Set to it, Ambassador.
Immediately, Commander.
Eleanor, I want a full run of tests on the poor professor. Nikki, back to the concert hall. And Mel, we're going to have one of our little chats in the reading room.
The ready room.
No, not the reading room.
So, this means the TARDIS is out there after all. The late professor simply couldn't work the machines properly.
Drunk in charge of a particle scanner.
Well, it means we could just leave them to their squabbling and clear off.
I'm not sure whether to dignify that with an answer.
Yeah, just checking. Still, it means that we were wrong about the professor.
We?
All right, I was wrong. The sneaking off was just so as he could have a sly drink. Oh, I've drawn a blank. What about you, Doctor?
I've got a couple of ideas. Look, Mel, could you go and keep an eye on things in the concert hall whilst I have a bit of a ponder? A friend, whoever he or she may be, is here because of the contest. So, that's why we need to concentrate our investigations.
Fobbed off again. Okay, but when I get back, I want to hear all about your oh-so-secret theories.
I'm just hoping you don't meet one of them face to face.
The concert hall is filling up. The orchestra are tuning up. It's certainly going to be good fun. Yes. In just 15 minutes, the intergalactic song contest will begin. Forbanna jävla rumpa, but still 15 minutes to go.
Yes. If there was a way of... but only if he'd overheard the... But that would mean... Ah! Golos. Oh, forgive me. I'm having a little difficulty understanding you. Without your friend, that is.
Commander.
Golos seems to be rather agitated.
Golos is desperate to reveal to you he has worked it all out. Angvia arranged the dinner with you to avoid being suspected of the Professor's murder, which was committed with a slow-acting Angvian poison.
Was it?
I have checked in the sickbay.
Really?
You must arrest Angvia.
You're sure your friend doesn't have any more information? He seems a little overexcited.
Merely desperate that you should act immediately on his intelligence.
Oh, thank you. Both. I'll certainly look into it. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Very well, but heed our warning, Commander. Come, Golos.
Aren't you going with him?
Commander! Arbiter to Commander! Come in! Urgent!
This is no place for a good ponder. Commander here!
Commander! I have grave news!
Oh no, she isn't...
Thank the stars. She must have fought back. Scared of the murderer.
Call Eleanor. Get Anvia to the sick bay.
What shall I do?
You stay exactly where you are. Commander out.
Commander, I tried everything, but her life signs are very weak.
Let me see.
Angvian physiognomy is very different to ours.
You seem to have a very poor success rate in this sick bay, Eleanor. You're lucky there aren't league tables of performances between the space stations.
There are.
Ah, and we came?
Bottom. But only because of that outbreak of Scolostox fever. I felt so...
Helpless? Never mind that. Come on, Angvia. Try this.
What is that, Commander?
An old-fashioned pick-me-up. Smelling salts.
I don't think that'll help.
Wait. She looks so peaceful. So beautiful. Oh, Angvia, my love.
John!
Oh, sorry. She's coming round, I think.
Oh, hurry up, Nikki. I should have been at the main hall ages ago. You're supposed to be helping me keep an eye on things.
Look, I'm sorry, but I really am feeling sick. I should be rehearsing, you know.
Hey!
Who's rattled your cage? Oh, sorry.
Queen Anvia. She's been attacked.
What? Where is she?
The commander sent guards to take her to sick bay.
But is she okay?
I don't know. Oh, the commander told me to stay here and...
Well, then do as he says and stay put.
But I'm the arbiter. It's my duty to do... Oh, dear, I can't stop to chat with you. I must get away.
Oh, mind out. Actually, I should have stayed put. Crushed by a flying furball so I didn't have to sing.
Nikki, I've got it.
What?
What better cover?
What? Jerry? But she's a packer, a pacifist. The packers are the only creatures trusted with missions like this. They're hosting the peace conference, for God's sake.
A pacifist alien terrified of violence? The ideal smokescreen. What if Jerry attacked Angvia and raised the alarm herself?
Jerry wanted the contest to go ahead, remember? That doesn't square with what we know about the murderer.
Brilliant! That's it! Jerry wants the contest to go on and blacken the name of Golos throughout the galaxy.
You've lost me. What's Jerry got against Golos?
Who knows? But it fits all the facts. All three murders could be blamed on Angvia. Now she gets attacked herself, the implication will be that Golos was the murderer, posing as her.
That's a bit complicated.
I'm a complicated kind of girl. Come on, let's follow her. See what she's up to.
Who? Angvia?
Jerry! Come on!
Ladies and gentle beings, welcome one and all to the 309th Intergalactic Song Contest. And your host for this evening, in a change to the regularly scheduled artiste, Lieutenant Sven Strindberg.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Dark Space 8 on this beautiful starlit night. Out here among the stars, where the biggest stars are gathering for what promises to be a star-studded occasion. Oh, God. Where's the thing? Oh, right. And kicking us off is Act 1 from the Arcol cluster. Here is Billionius Groofang with Arcol's entry, Don't Push Your Tentacle Too Far.
There she goes.
Mel, this is silly. My tummy's really playing up. I think I need the toilet again.
Tie a knot in it. This is important. Where's she creeping off to now?
Looks like the kitchen's.
Very suspicious. Come on.
Oh, she's coming round. Well done, John.
It was quite literally nothing. Ah, Queen Angvia. You're quite safe. Can you tell us who attacked you?
But the implications of the territorial incursions by Corliss into our space between 61 Cygni and the Questa zone cannot be overlooked.
It sounds like it could be severe cranial trauma.
How very peculiar.
Noted, but I cannot comply. I suggest we move on to discuss Resolution 5, Para 2B, the question of a court of retribution.
It sounds political.
Angvir said she knew nothing about politics. Unless...
Right, she stopped. Keep quiet and I'll have a look-see.
Careful.
Discretion is my middle name. Nikki? Shh. Sorry. But what's that she's got?
Give us a look. It's a subspace communicator.
But the Commander banned them.
Utilizer to base. All is going according to plan, despite the difficulties. Do you have further intelligence?
That's it! Proof positive!
Maybe she's in with those terrorists.
It doesn't matter. We've got to stop her.
She's a fast mover, Mel.
But we've got supplies on our side. I'm going to drag her away. Be ready to get her arms. She might have a gun.
Oh, God. Oh.
Carefully does it.
Understood. The most critical stage is almost...
Gotcha! Keep still! Oh no! Jerry! Jerry!
What have you done?
She hit her head on the floor grating. She was struggling.
Do you know how delicate these things are?
No,
Oh, God. Oh, God! Mel, you've killed her! You've killed the Arbiter!
And the trade sanctions...
What does this mean, John?
I don't know.
It's acceptable to both.
Yes. Yes, of course. It all fits. Think about it.
Commander?
Ah, Mel.
I'm afraid something's happened. You'd better get down here and Commander, bring the doctor.
Get her onto the medisled. Quickly!
I didn't know what I was doing.
Young lady, that is still to be determined. Quick, get her to sickbay.
Oh, dear.
Listen, I was only doing what I thought was right.
I think we need one of our private little chats.
You're getting rid of me again.
You're due on stage very soon.
We can't go through with it now.
We can, and you will. Leave us alone.
Okay.
Doctor, I'm sorry.
Sorry? Sorry? Mel, you've just attacked our greatest ally.
Hold on, you don't know the half of it. Our ally was talking on a communicator about her plan.
Oh, Mel.
What?
Haven't you worked it out? Didn't you realize?
But
The clues were all there. Jerry is a high-ranking ambassador.
Yes.
Then why is she here at the Intergalactic Song Contest?
Well, it's still important, isn't it?
More important than any of us realize.
How?
Mel, all this talk of the peace conference on Achilles 4.
Yes?
There is no peace conference on Achilles 4. Whatever's happening over there, it's nothing but a sideshow. Dark Space 8 is what matters. This is the peace conference.
In 25 minutes, side-splitting comedy, high-octane action and heart-rending drama. But first it's time for Doctor Who, as we tune up and tune in for the concluding part of Bang Bang a Boom. The Doctor has made a startling discovery, but will he and Mel be in time to save the Intergalactic Song Contest from an explosive finale?
Oh, Mel.
What?
Haven't you worked it out? Didn't you realize?
But
The clues were all there. Jerry is a high-ranking ambassador.
Yes?
Then why is she here at the Intergalactic Song Contest?
Well, it's still important, isn't it?
More important than any of us realize.
How?
Mel, all this talk of the peace conference on Achilles 4.
Yes?
There is no peace conference on Achilles 4. Whatever's happening over there, it's nothing but a sideshow. Dark Space 8 is what matters. This is the peace conference.
That doesn't make sense. Nobody would trust this lot with keeping the peace.
I'm not sure they know, Mel. Listen, Angvia's been knocked on the head.
I know that, but she's...
Mel! She's been saying some very unusual things.
Well, that's no surprise.
Mel! And the unusual things she's been saying gave me the final clue to this whole sorry business.
Well?
If I'm right, the contestants from Earth, Angvia, and Golos are unwitting pawns in the peace process. The conference on Achilles 4 is a mere diversion, an easy and obvious target for the terrorist groups. Under cover of the song contest, the delegations have been brought together in secret.
But they're singers, entertainers. Not telling me that Nicky is a high-ranking diplomat.
Well, no. But my guess is that he and the others have been implanted with subconscious telepathic imprints of the key delegates. When they arrived here at the station within telepathic range of one another, those imprints would have been activated.
So if you're right, the conference has been going on under our noses telepathically ever since.
Yes. Jerry wasn't here to arbitrate on a song contest.
She was here to ensure that the peace conference went ahead.
Eureka!
Ah. And one thing's still bothering me.
Really?
How you can be so incorrigibly smug. Why didn't you tell me before instead of letting me run round like a loon accusing all and sundry?
Well, I didn't know for sure until Angvia was coshed.
For sure? Or at all?
All right, at all.
So not quite the great detective.
Well, I didn't want to run around like a loon accusing all and sundry.
So now we know the background, but are we any further forward in discovering who the murderer is?
Oh, yes. The great detectives figured that one out, too. Bring Nicky to the ready room.
You must pull through, Arbiter. Dark Space 8 has seen enough death. Oh, I feel so... No, where are those... Ah, let's see if this works.
They're trying to kill me!
Arbiter, you're quite safe.
Poison! It's poison!
Smelling salts, Miss Packer. An innovation of the Commanders. You're in sickbay. You've taken a nasty knock to the head.
A nasty? Wait! I remember! That girl, the pilot, she tried to kill me!
Please, keep calm. We are investigating the attack. Pilot Mel is assisting the Commander with
You mean she's still loose? A maniac loose aboard Dark Space 8? Another maniac loose aboard Dark Space 8? No, she must be behind it. I insist she is locked in the brig, clapped in irons. That girl is a menace to us all. Oh.
Nonsense! Mel is a menace to nobody. Well, almost nobody. I'm glad to see that you're feeling better, Arbiter.
I'm afraid she's still very weak, Commander.
Yes. Well, I'll take things from here, Dr. Harcourt. Perhaps you could join the others in the guest lounge. I'll be in shortly.
But, Commander, my duties...
Are temporarily suspended. Please, Eleanor.
Very well. Commander?
Ah!
Angvia, what's wrong?
I am on! I must go!
No, wait!
My makeup! My wardrobe! My wig! The ship!
Oh, well.
Look, Commander, what is all this about?
I think we have a great deal to talk about, Miss Packer. Are you sitting comfortably?
And thank you, the architects of Algol 7. Next up, it's time to welcome a lady that you all know. From a planet that you all know, it's the Four Tops. No, sorry, it isn't. It's Angvia.
perfidious woman. If that is what passes for music on her homeworld,
Oh no. There's only another few acts and then it's me.
Why has the commander told us to wait here? I have duties in sick bay, and you two should be getting ready in the arena.
The commander knows what he's doing, believe me. If he says we stay here, we stay here.
For a mere pilot, you seem to know the commander very well.
Oh, God.
Nicky, what is it?
It's my tummy. It's going loop-de-loop. Feels like something's crawled in there and died.
Take deep breaths. Just think. The moment you step out onto the stage, you'll feel fine. All your fears and doubts will melt away, and then
quick!
Quick! Back!
Disgusting.
In here! Ah! I cannot see why.
Commander's orders, madam.
There! My performance! It is certain to win. That was a triumph. Well, didn't anybody like it?
It was lovely. Well done.
Oh no. Now there's only the Breebles, those cephalopod things, and the Dravins to go, and then it's Earth. Me!
For goodness sake, stop being so selfish.
You'd feel selfish with a stomach like mine.
Ah, here we all are.
Commander, we've been waiting for you.
Good.
Arbiter, are you sure you're well enough to be on your feet?
Quite sure, Dr. Harcourt.
Oh, and look, Jerry, about earlier,
Later,
I'm so
Mel.
sorry.
What is that thing, Arbiter?
A simple mechanical device that the commander has just...
Later, Arbiter. Well, now, I suppose you're all wondering why I've called you all here.
To unmask the murderer, surely.
Well, yes. Yes. Well, right then. Now, pressure lock the doors, and there are guards posted outside. Nobody can leave this drawing room.
Ready room.
Ready room.
Commander, please be brief. Golos is anxious to get back to the hall.
This is the denouement, Mr. Loosely. I'll take as long as I like. Now, someone in this room is a murderer.
We know. Just tell us who it is, will you?
Ah, bless them. The Breebles there. Quite a favourite to win, I think. The excitement here is actually quite infectious. Even I'm starting to enjoy myself. Well, not that I wasn't before, of course. But anyway, there's a lot more excitement to come, and perhaps one or two surprises.
Achilles 4 is a sham. This is the real peace conference. Somebody here intends to destroy it, and the murderers were committed to throw suspicion onto one party.
This is a conference? What nonsense!
All true, Your Majesty. A telepathic conference. The only way to ensure the negotiations could proceed uninterrupted.
Rubbish. And even if it were true, it obviously didn't work.
Not quite, because someone knew all along, eh, Dr. Harcourt?
John!
As a doctor, you're not exactly up there with the greats, are you?
What do you mean?
I feel so helpless. I've run a series of tests. The results are negative, inconclusive.
I've always tried my best.
And yet so many people have died. You said Cyrene died from natural causes. Wrong. You said Angvian physiognomy was different from human physiognomy. Wrong. You didn't see that Professor Fassbinder had been poisoned, and it was staring you in the face. You couldn't revive Angvia when all she had was a bump on the head.
John, I don't know what to say.
No, and you never do. And the thing that puzzled me almost from the very beginning...
Yes?
Mel, when we found the Cyrene, you accidentally called me Doctor. I don't know why.
Yes, I was a bit confused, I suppose.
I looked up and answered you because, among my many qualifications, I am, in fact, a doctor.
I never knew that.
I looked up, but Eleanor didn't, because she is not a doctor.
Well, a very expressive and interesting song there from the Cicadian cephalopods. Perhaps not entirely this audience's cup of tea, or glass of beer, rather. I'm getting rather good at this.
But Dr. Harcourt, you must be a doctor.
No. No, I am not. The commander is right.
Let's hear the truth for once. You aren't qualified in space medicine and a dozen other subjects.
No, but I wanted to be. I wanted to hurry down corridors in a spotless white gown, my nostrils flaring. I wanted to carry out tests. I wanted to cure people and carry out dangerous operations. And I did.
You pretended. No wonder so many people have died over the years with you in charge.
But some survived. I did some good. I stowed away here on a shuttle years ago, told everybody I was a doctor on attachment to Dark Space 8, and they just believed me. I think I started to believe it myself. I felt so helpless.
I get it. You committed the murders because you were being blackmailed.
No, I had nothing to do with the murders.
Why should we believe you now?
Because she's telling the truth.
How do you know that? The woman is a self-confessed liar.
But not murder. Never murder.
Come on, Commander, give us the proof.
Proof? There is no proof. Because Eleanor is not the murderer.
What? Then for goodness sakes, who is?
Ah.
Who is it?
Perhaps we should turn our attentions to you. Nikki Newman.
Wow, the tension is really building here in the auditorium as we wait for the next part of tonight's show to be played out. And I'm told that this next segment is a doozy. Let's see what you think at home.
Yes, Nikki. You've been hovering in the background all along, the perfect innocent.
But it can't be him.
Why not? Nobody has suspected him, even for a moment.
No, it's not me.
What?
I never killed anyone. Oh no, I'm going to end up in the middle of a miscarriage of justice. Oh God, I'm going to be sick again.
You're not saying he killed 3 people just so he wouldn't have to sing? Oh, that's ludicrous.
Indeed, utterly ludicrous.
But
But what?
aren't you going to say but and then tell us why he did it?
No. Because he is what he appears. Innocent.
Then why bring him here?
Because I wanted to distract him from the contest and make him realize how trivial his worries are. I hope I've taught you a lesson, young man.
You mean you don't think it's me?
Of course it isn't you. You have nothing to do with it.
Oh, thank God.
So, in a moment you can go and sing and stop making such a blithering fuss. Just learn your lines and try not to bump into the orchestra.
Right. Now, please, who is it?
Who do you think? The shuttle was destroyed by an Angvian scatter bomb. Cyrene was killed with Angvian poison. Professor Fassbinder was killed by an Angvian neural bind.
No. No.
Yes, and she tried to corrupt you, Commander.
Though admittedly, we were warned about that.
But, what? You mean the note? But that didn't make sense.
Oh, but it did. Beware the pits of Angvia. Jerry?
Yes, it was I who tried to warn the commander. I had heard of the Angvian love rituals.
No!
Yes, I have special access to certain documents, and among them was one pertaining to the Angvian pheromone glands.
We Angvians are a null.
For being almost irresistible to most males because of the chemicals you excrete from the glands in your pits.
I get it, in her armpits. That's why you took a funny turn.
At last, Commander. This is what Golos has been trying to tell you all along. Angvia is a murderess and a threat to us all.
Yes.
No, Commander! My little man, no!
Yes! Golos has been trying to tell us who the murderer is all along.
Exactly.
We should have listened.
Arrest her!
So it was Angvia.
Oh, no, Mel. Whatever made you think that?
What?
Jerry, switch on the translator.
Ah, yes. It is Loosely. Loosely is the murderer.
And now we can see a peek into the contestants' green room where the atmosphere is electronic. Electric. There are the Zilfins. Quite a wake for them tonight, of course. And over there are the Breedles, celebrating their rapturous reception by... Oh dear. Naughty Breedles. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
It's all over for you now, Loosely.
This is nonsense. That is not the voice of Golos. It's that commentator.
That is purely perceptual. This unit was being worked on by Mr. Logan before he met his death. The Doctor has completed his work. The voice synthesizer was programmed from Logan's own voice, it would seem.
Now, Mr. Loosely, the fierce Galusian nationalist, of course you'd be bitterly opposed to the peace process. From your friends in Earth Security, you learned about the fake peace conference and inveigled your way here as Golos's translator.
This is lies, all lies.
I imagine you plan to destroy the conference of the whole station, make your escape, and throw all the blame onto the Angvian retrospectively.
By framing her?
Yes. He tried to destroy our shuttle with what looked like an Angvian scatterbomb. You killed Cyrene and Iva with Angvian weapons. Then you coshed Angvia to make the others think she was double bluffing.
You have a very active imagination, Commander.
Why, thank you. It's always been one of my ambitions to write the great intergalactic novel.
Back to the point.
Oh, yes, but real life has a habit of being stranger than fiction. It must have been very frustrating for you, Loosely. Nobody rose to your bait, did they? But the chief scientist and a medical officer who couldn't tell a scatterbomb or Angvian poison from their elbows. Your plan didn't work as well as it might have.
Thank goodness you're a genuine commander.
Quite. But even I...
Oh, please.
Even I only realized for sure when I noticed the change in Golos's behavior. When he came to the ready room earlier, followed by Loosely. The only time anyone had seen him without you.
Except me. When it attacked me, he called it off.
I was not attacking you, young human. I was just trying to tell you what I had just discovered. That Loosely had killed Cyrene.
But you couldn't because he was translating for you.
Exactly. And then he started to subdue me with his so-called monitor device. He threatened to cut me off from the Gestalt completely. And ever since then, he has misreported everything I was trying to say.
Why isn't his control box working now?
Jerry?
Because I built a wide-range dampening function into the translator unit. I suspected he must have some sort of hold over you.
Then, I must thank you, Arbiter.
So, you can take your finger off that button, Loosely.
But why would Loosely kill Logan, the commentator?
Because he was working on this translator device. He was talking about it when Loosely was in the rest sphere.
Of course. He would have blown his plan clean out of the water.
Exactly. So, Loosely had to put him out of the way. Bit of a rush job, that one, though. No time to concoct an Angvian attack. So a knife in the back, and problem solved. Strange that the professor seemed to have cottoned on. Obviously, he wasn't quite the wreck we all took him for. Was that why you bumped him off, Mr. Loosely?
But wait, the Golus creature turned red. The red sting of Golus. He must have been working with this human skunk.
There's no such thing as the red sting.
We all took red to mean that Golos was angry, dangerous. In fact, it was a warning light.
I was trying to communicate with you, the only way I could.
Well, Mr. Loosely, anything to say?
What's the point in pretending? Yes, I did it. I did it all, and I do it all again. All for the love of Golos. The Gestalt is a wonderful thing. Serene, implacable, timeless. It must never be sullied by contact with the Angvian filth. Golos is pure. Pure, I say! This splinter of Golos has already been tainted by contact with you fleshy fools.
But you're as much a fleshy fool as any of us.
How I wish I wasn't.
Guard, Captain.
Yes, sir.
Take this man away. Poor, misguided fool that he is.
Oh, Commander, you're an intelligent man. Don't you understand?
Understand, Mr. Loosely? I'll tell you what I understand. This is a big universe. Centuries of hate, the clash of cultures, death on all sides, nothing but pride and death. It's time to drop it. We've got to live together. Our long, short, silly, wonderful, meaningless lives are important. Join the universe, Mr. Loosely. Leave hate behind.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Of course you're right. Perhaps I have been misguided. I never wanted to kill. It was just that... Right. One move from any of you and Angvia will be the first to die.
Lucy, no!
Let her go. This isn't going to help you.
No, then perhaps this will.
Look, mate, you heard what the Arbiter said. Your little control gizmo won't work anymore. Now just give up.
Perhaps the hairy pest managed to block my subjugation beam, but I wouldn't be willing to bet that she's blocked the signal from this switch.
What does that do?
I press this, the station is destroyed immediately. Simple as that.
But that's crazy. You'd die too.
Worth it to save the Gestalt.
He is bluffing. You must...
That's enough from you. Commander, you will prepare a shuttle for me. Angvia will accompany me as my insurance. I can assure you she will come to no harm. Well, perhaps assure might be overstating it.
It seems I underestimated you, Mr. Loosely. You're not only misguided, you're also utterly insane.
Sticks and stones, Commander. Now, do as I say, or...
Let the blue sting of Gaulos do its work. I am avenged.
Your Majesty, are you all right?
Oh, it saved my life.
The human Loosely is dead. So perish all who dare to threaten the Gestalt.
I thank you, Golos.
And I thank you, Commander, for freeing me.
It was nothing. Any passing genius would have done the same. But if you want to do me a favor, speak with Angvia. I feel sure that your two races can find some common ground. Agreed?
I owe you a debt. If that is how you wish to be repaid.
And we have Angvia owe Golos a debt. The meeting will be arranged.
Wonderful. Well, I think that just about...
Hold on, genius. How did Loosely intend to destroy the station?
Oh, yes. Oh, well remembered, Mel, yes. I'm sure we'll find something large and loud, probably one of those nasty bomb things hidden amongst his things if we search his room.
I suggest we return to our duties.
Mr. White to arena.
Oh, no. I've got to go on, then.
Sounds like it.
Haven't you learned your lesson, young man?
Yeah. I'm fine now. You really made me see that there's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, what is it? All I have to do is stand up and sing in front of billions of people. It's not like... Oh.
Come, child. I will lead you to the stage.
I mean, it's all been a bit of a shock. All these revelations. And Mr. Loosely, I thought he was nice. He was really kind to me.
Make sure he goes on.
I will.
See you later, Mel. Oh, do I have...
I must also return to my duties. Golos, will you join me?
Oh, I mean, yes, Arbiter. Catch you later, everyone.
Doctor.
Yes?
Eleanor.
Oh, yes. Well, what have you got to say for yourself, Miss Harcourt?
John, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to live my dream.
I suppose we ought to just let you slip quietly away.
Doctor, this woman's caused untold deaths through her fantasizing. You can't just let her slip away.
No, I suppose I can't. That's for the jury to decide. Take her away, Captain.
Yes, sir.
Oh, John. John.
That's more like it.
I'm not so sure I like all this commanding. Too many difficult decisions. Well, Mel, let's find the TARDIS, shall we? So I can get back to some good old-fashioned doctoring again.
Doctor?
Yes?
It's too easy.
What?
The way everything's been wrapped up.
Well, it has. Hasn't it?
And that was the Dravin entry. Marga 29 there with Cloned Love. Now, who's next? Oh, yes, I see. The old home planet. Earth has given us so many great songs over the centuries. Green Sleeves, Mull of Kintyre, and of course, Right on Time. And now we have Nikki Newman. Yes, as I was saying, here's Nikki. Yes! Here he is! Oh, apparently, Thomas just handed me a piece of paper to say there's been a slight delay. So we are all to join in with the Earth National Anthem.
Commander Ballard, we've searched Mr. Loosely's quarters. There is no bomb.
See? It's like I said, too easy.
He must have planted the bomb somewhere else.
Impossible, sir. We've carried out a full security scan, double-checked the entire station. There is no bomb.
So Loosely was bluffing? No, that just doesn't add up.
Quite right. Well?
Well, what?
Any ideas?
Come on, Doctor, I'm relying on you to be 2 steps ahead as per.
Ah, Commander, Melanie. I have just delivered Nicky to the concert hall. He protested, but we women of Angvia accept no quibbles from our men folk.
Shh, Angvia. I'm just trying to work something out. Now, this station is bristling with security devices. Now, how could he get a bomb on board?
Well, it must have been camouflaged.
Everything brought aboard the station is scanned.
The boy is jumping like an Angvian leaving bean.
How do you smuggle an explosive powerful enough to rip apart 20 million tons of super-bonded Herculaneum?
Well, I would use an Angvian personal destructor.
It must be enormous.
Not necessarily. It could be tiny and still enormously destructive.
An Angvian personal destructor would do it, one of our greatest weapons.
Loosely came in on the relay shuttle flight with Nicky. Perhaps he saw something.
Good thinking. We'll question him after his song.
An Angvian personal destructor would be the perfect weapon. But Golas lags centuries behind our technology. Losley could not have obtained such a device.
Oh, I don't... What? What? But he had those other Angvian weapons.
What is a personal destructor, anyway?
It is quite ingenious. A tiny fragment of modulated black star matter coated in a tasteless peel. The subject swallows it unknowingly. It attaches itself to the lining of the digestive tract, where it reacts to the stress levels of the host's body. When the host gets agitated or excited...
What?
It explodes with the force of 50 scarabombs!
That's absolutely beastly.
Doctor?
A gross perversion of science.
Doctor?
Your race may have a mastery of advanced technology, Angvia, but your scruples are lagging centuries behind.
Doctor?
What?
Nicky!
Where?
Nicky, the destructor, tasteless pills, stress levels.
Mel, if you've nothing worthwhile to contribute, I suggest that you... Oh!
What is it?
And Nicky came in on the shuttle. He felt ill. Loosely looked after him, gave him an aspirin.
And he's about to go on stage!
Extremely agitated.
Quickly, Mel! The arena!
What is going on?
If we don't stop him, bang, bang, a boom!
Great! Oh, I've just been passed another piece of paper. Nicky Newman has now arrived and is ready to appear!
Hurry, Mel! Is this the way?
Down this corridor.
Whatever happens, don't tell him the truth or he'll blow up there and then.
Okay, okay.
So here, representing Earth, is Nicky Newman!
Psst! Nicky?
Not now, Mel. I've got to go on.
How you feeling?
Terrible. My tummy's going over, my legs are like rubber bands. I can barely stand up, but other than that...
Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. In fact, the Commander and I were just saying...
There's absolutely no reason for you to go on after all. I mean, if you don't want to.
Nicky Newman!
It's too late now, isn't it?
No, don't worry. I mean, take it easy. Take a few deep breaths. Why not go back to your cabin, read a book, something long and pastoral, a Mrs. Gaskell or something like that.
I know. I'll give you a massage.
Oh, yes, Mel's an excellent neck rubber.
There's a lot of tension in your shoulders.
I'll run you a footbath.
Look, I can't back out now.
Oh, that's all right. No, I want it all out for you with the Arbiter. I'm going on instead. You needn't worry.
Doctor?
Yes, I shall go on.
Nicky Newman.
Oh, really?
Oh, don't tell me you want to go on now.
Well, no, yes, no.
The Earth entry, Nicky Newman. Get a shift on.
It's showtime.
But this is my gig.
Oh, too late. Now, come on, Nicky. Let's go back to your cabin.
Oh, I think I'm beginning to see. Right, okay. How exciting!
No. I thought we should just have a quiet, calming chat. Nothing exciting. Nothing to get the pulse racing. Oh, no. Look over there.
What?
No! Sorry.
I'm not sure what... Oh, wait. Here he is. Nicky Newman!
Good evening, Dark Space 8. Let's get this show on the road. Lights, cameras, spoons. And music, maestro, please.
Well, you're either fatter than you look, or that Black Star bomb is heavier than it has any right to be. Oh, phew, made it. Guard? Anybody about?
What is going on here?
Jerry, can you give me a hand getting him onto the bed?
Oh, yes, of course.
Careful he doesn't go off.
Go off? What do you...
No time to explain, Arbiter. Oh, hurry up, Doctor. Can we switch the vision on from here?
I believe so.
Thank you. Now, have you heard the one about the triple-headed Barastabonian ambassador and the high priest?
Oh, give me strength.
Well, it's certainly turning out to be an interesting evening, and as Commander Ballard leaves the stage after his unconventional performance, we move straight on to the entry from Farazfaron. Probably not quite so many spoons in this one.
Well, that went rather well, I think. Ooh, missed your vacation there, Doctor. Now, which way? Which way?
Oh, where is he?
Is there nothing I can do, Melody?
Well, not unless you're qualified in space medicine. Although that doesn't seem to count for much on this space station.
Stand aside, celebrity coming through.
Oh, about time.
Sorry, Mel, but I couldn't disappoint my public.
Well, if you don't get a move on, your public is going to be floating about in space in little bits.
Yes, oh yes. Let's get started, eh? Come on in.
But, John...
What? You can't be serious.
Someone has to conduct this operation and get that bomb out, Mel. I haven't got the required skill. Eleanor is Nicky's only hope.
No, but she's nothing more than a fantasist.
A fantasist with years of practical experience, Arbiter. It's not an ideal situation, but we're stuck with it. And time is of the essence. Now, Eleanor.
I understand, Commander. I'll do my best.
That's all we can ask.
Very well. Pass me the medi-trolley, please. Now, clams.
Clams?
Swab.
I think we should leave them to it, Mel. It's still the little matter of a peace conference to arbitrate.
Just a couple of moments with a final result. Stay tuned.
How are you feeling now?
Pretty good. A bit sore, but not as sore as my record company's gonna be.
I suppose you missed out on a lot of publicity tonight.
Yeah, but at least I didn't blow up thousands of people. That might have been a bit of a PR sore point.
Just a smidge.
Still, at least I wouldn't have been around to face the music. I've got a video meeting with my manager tomorrow morning, and I'm not looking forward to that very much.
Oh, come on, Nicky Newman. After what you've been through, I'd have thought you'd be able to stand up for yourself a bit more.
You haven't met my manager. Still, I reckon I could make a packet on the chat shows.
My explosive experience. Yes, I dare say you're right. Hello, Jerry. How's it all going in there?
The telepathic negotiations have concluded, and as Mr. Newman was, indisposed, the commander stood in as the Earth Arbiter I am delighted to report that both sides have sued for peace at long last. What a relief for the galaxy!
Indeed.
Together, we can find a lasting peace, I'm sure.
Miss Harcourt is awaiting the arrival of a galactic peace transport. I hope that her work at saving Mr. Newman this evening will mitigate in her favor when she comes to face trial.
Too right. If it wasn't for her...
Strangest of all, however, I have just received a communique from Earth. This is a visiprint of Commander Ballard.
But that isn't the commander.
Hello all. Ah, the TARDIS. How are you, old girl? Well done for getting her back, Mel. Well, the voting's nearly over, the galaxy is at peace, and, why are you all staring at me like that?
You'd better take a look at this.
That face looks rather familiar.
Well, it's the real Commander Ballard. I think it's time we came clean.
Ah.
You see, the real Commander Ballard and his pilot were killed in the shuttle.
Which we had arrived on only moments before in our own craft.
What? Then, who are you?
Ah. Well, some things are best kept secret.
No, there's been enough secrets. He's a Time Lord. I'm from Earth. We travel through time and space in that blue box. It's called the TARDIS.
A Time Lord? But surely Time Lords are mere creatures of myth and legend.
You can be a myth and still be real, just as my friend Clytemnestra.
Such a relief. It is no wonder you managed to resist my advances if you are one of these beings.
Yes, why did you try to seduce the Doctor?
Well, the commander was supposed to be collating the contest results.
You were trying to nobble him. You cheat.
Ha ha! It takes more than the pits of Angria to nobble me.
Attention everyone, and welcome back. Well, the results are in, and it is with great pleasure that I can now confirm the final results of the 309th Intergalactic Song Contest.
But why did you impersonate the commander?
It seemed like a good idea at the time. Keep me out of trouble.
And the winner is... Commander John Ballard with, some spoons.
Out of trouble? Doctor, you just won the Intergalactic Song Contest.
Really? Have I?
The press will want interviews, spreads, features on your home life.
Oh dear. I'm not sure that would be a very good idea. Forgive me, everybody, but I really think it's time we were going. Come on, Mel, into the TARDIS.
We're just going to leave? What about the interviews?
Fair words, butter, no parsnips, Mel.
Doctor, you promised not to do that anymore.
That's a real one.
Really?
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Ah, yes. Goodbye.
Bye, Mel. Though I don't know where you think you're going in that thing.
Mere one will not find salt for your porridge or butter for your parsnips. See? I told you so. Now, Doctor.
Goodbye, my little man. And good luck.
Status report, day 13. Junior medical student Eleanor Harcourt reporting. Life here at St. Gadula's Teaching Hospital is certainly a breath of fresh air after 3 years at the Singularity 7 Correctional Facility. I have every reason to be thankful for the progressive attitudes which hold sway in our enlightened penal system. Now I have the chance to make a new beginning, and the medical training course which lies before me at this time looks set to be a fulfilling and challenging 5-year mission. My chief tutor and head of department, Dr. Jim Strong, is a learned man with a natural air of authority and dignity. I hope our relationship will be every bit as close, interesting, and rewarding as that which once existed between myself and Commander Ballard of Dark Space 8. This is junior medical student Eleanor Harcourt, signing out.
Coming soon, Daleks, the ultimate adventure.
Behold, our target, the planet Earth, is in our sights. We will subjugate the Earthlings. They shall bow down before the might of the Daleks. Today, the Earth. Tomorrow, the entire universe.
It was a time of crisis. It was a time of peril.
Nothing in the world can stop us now.
But in a time of perils and crises, one man shall emerge to be the savior of us all.
What is that ominous sound?
Daleks. I hate these guys.
Oh no, it is the Doctor! Scarpa! 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 Scarpa!
If you think you have seen the Doctor fight the Daleks, think again. This is the ultimate adventure.
I'm sending you mutated pepperpots straight back to hell!
More action, more excitement, more Daleks getting killed in very loud explosions.
I am the master of
Not on my watch, buddy.
And introducing Plenty O'Toole as Evelyn Hotlips Smythe.
Oh, Doctor. Now you have defeated the Daleks. Would you like to defeat me?
Don't mind if I do.
Daleks, the ultimate adventure, coming to a cinema near you soon. Your supervisor will inform you of the cinema to which you have been assigned. Attendance is compulsory by order of the Historical Instruction Act. All praise the glorious English Empire.
I can't believe you just said that.
Oh, did I put my foot in it again? I have a habit of doing that.
You've as good as told me that my entire life's work is useless.
No. Quite sure I bit my tongue before I went that far.
I've had years of people telling me that history is useless. It's all dead, they say. What's the point? My parents, my ex-husband, first-year undergraduates going through that predictably rebellious phase when they realised they'd rather have studied gym.
All I said was the more you travel with me in the TARDIS, the more you actually see the past you write about, the more you must admit very little of what you thought actually holds water.
Useless, in other words.
Oh, I would never say history was useless. Dangerous, maybe.
I don't travel with you in the TARDIS as a sightseer, Doctor. I travel as a serious academic, wanting to see history in the making.
But you've never seen history. You've seen someone else's present day.
Well, of course, I know that.
History isn't the past, Evelyn. It's a version of the past we choose to remember. It takes the past and tidies it up. Inexplicable horrors explained, the most Obscene atrocities reduced to cause and effect.
That isn't fair.
No, it isn't. Putting the past into some perspective, making it safe. And we're both experienced enough to know there is very little safe about it. Ah, we've landed.
Where are we?
London, 1903.
I think I know my history well enough to know that's a reasonably safe place to be. What's that?
Well, the TARDIS doesn't seem to agree with you. She's trying to move again.
What's wrong?
Well, she can't. For some reason, she's stuck here.
Now what?
She's trying to move away. The effort is tearing the ship apart.
Doctor, the doors. They can't decide whether to stay open or closed.
Get out, Evelyn!
But if the TARDIS doesn't like what's out there...
Safer than staying in here. I'll try to get the TARDIS to stabilize.
I'm not leaving without you.
She's trying to materialize in two places at once. What on earth are you playing at,
Doctor! The door's shut again. Doctor!
I'm here, Evelyn.
Oh. Are you all right, Doctor?
Oh, sorry. Yes, thank you. I was just trying to work out where we are.
Oh, Doctor, a moment ago you said we were in great danger.
Oh, that was then. This is now. Whatever was wrong, it seems to have stopped. You've got to learn to let go of the past, Evelyn. Put it in some perspective.
But back there, you said...
You know, I think we're in a chapel.
It's hard to tell in this light.
See? The altar over there?
Could be a church.
No, I don't think so. This is a room within a larger building. You can hear from the acoustics. We're at least 12 feet off ground level.
Clever clogs.
Making the most of the clues given to me. It's hard to be more specific.
It's the Chapel of St. John the Evangelist in the Tower of London.
Well, that's pretty specific. How could you tell that?
Oh, the age of the stones, the vaulted ceiling, and there's an information plaque here.
That's cheating.
Merely making the most of the clues given to me. Oh, not my fault, it's a whopping big clue. So, we're in the tower. Again.
And a perfect illustration of what I was saying. It's all changed so much since we were last here. Back in Queen Mary's reign, it was still a place of torture and execution. But by 1903, history has smoothed over the rough edges. Few soldiers are stationed here, but already it's become an attraction for tourists. No longer standing to inspire fear, just offer a good day out for the kids.
I think there's another clue you're missing, Doctor. The plaque. It's covered in dust. No tourist has been here for ages.
Well, that is odd. Well done, Evelyn.
Perhaps we've arrived off-season.
Maybe. The dust is very thick, though. I'll need a torch from the TARDIS to read through this lot. Back in a tick.
Well, you're sure it's safe to go back in there?
Oh, yes. Everything's quite all right now.
Where's it gone? Doctor?
Evelyn! Evelyn!
Doctor, are you all right?
Did you hear it?
Hear what?
We've been here before.
The reign of Queen Mary?
No, not then, Evelyn. I was wrong. We're in the most terrible danger.
Doctor!
Can't.
Shan't.
Won't.
Wouldn't.
Shouldn't.
Mustn't. Mustn't. Nigel, I do so love it when you're being rebellious.
If we cannot be rebellious from time to time, who can be?
You are so right, my darling. We have earned it, after all.
But even between ourselves, only the barest modicum of rebellion can be tolerated.
Oh, yes, darling. Whatever you say.
That's capital, then. Quite capital. You must get some rest, Miriam. It's a long day tomorrow.
Yes. A long, glorious day. A long, glorious, exciting, wonderful, marvelous...
Miriam, that is enough.
Isn't?
Is. Only the barest modicum, remember?
Yes, darling. Yes.
I shall stay up. There are affairs of state to attend to.
Things quite over a woman's head, like mine.
Indeed.
Oh, Nigel, when you are like this, I do not know, it makes me think back to those days when we first married. We were in love, were we not? I love you, Nigel.
Get some beauty sleep. We both know that you need it.
I certainly do. I am frightfully ugly, darling.
Frightfully. Good night, Miriam. Sleep tight. Take care of the Daleks, don't bite.
Halt! Who goes there? Commander Farrow, my papers are in order.
Yes, sir. Pass.
Very good, Mr. Lamb. That seemed very efficient. You put a lot of effort into that.
Precious little else to do. These night shifts are so boring. The odd bit of efficiency livens up the job no end.
Yes. You have broken the illusion now. You know that, do you not?
Yes, sir. Oops.
And how is the prisoner?
Well, seems the same as ever. I mean, he has not spoken for over 30 years. It is a little hard to tell.
Orders from the President. You are to help me.
With what?
He wants our friend chatting away, 19 to the dozen, in time for the Jubilee celebrations.
By the morning? Impossible.
Nevertheless, it is something we shall have to achieve. The President was very insistent. Come on, Lamb. You said your shift could do with a little livening up, did you not?
Can we do what we like to him, sir? I mean, really hurt him.
Anything we like. So long as we get him talking somehow.
I shall turn on the magnetic field. There.
Is that really necessary?
Oh, yes. Well, there he is. Are you all right, sir?
Even after what we've done to him. You have to admit he is an awesome sight.
You would not say that, sir, if you were the one who had to clean up when he bleeds.
You have no poetry to you, Lamb. The President desires that you should talk. He does not mind what you say. He does not care whether you produce apologies or threats. He just wants you to speak, to say anything at all. Know that if you do not cooperate, if you refuse to do as the President demands, that we are authorized to use extreme force. For 100 years we have studied you. We know how to inflict pain. Talk now, and allow us to be humane.
Nothing. No surprises there, then.
It is the form of the thing, Lamb.
Yes, sir. Well, shall we get to it, then?
Yes. Yes, I suppose so.
Doctor, please, wake up.
Evelyn? Is that really you? I thought I'd never see you again.
Doctor, what are you talking about?
After so many years. My poor Evelyn. How long was I out for?
Just a few minutes. Are you all right? You said we were in the most terrible danger, then just passed out.
Oh, I don't remember any of that. Well, I wouldn't take it too seriously. I do get awfully melodramatic during my occasional fainting fits.
And what about the TARDIS?
Oh, yes. Well, I dare say she can't be far. She was trying to materialise in two places at once. She must have gone to the other. They have to be close together, or it really would have been torn apart.
Doctor, I hate to say this, but I think I may have found her.
Oh, well done, Evelyn. Where?
Come over here. The stained glass window.
Well, I won't be able to see through that.
No, not through it. At it. I suppose it could be a coincidence.
The image of a blue box on a green hill. I think it may not be so much where the TARDIS went, but when. Yeah, she certainly made an impression.
I'm no expert on art, but I know what I like. And I don't like this.
It's all very elaborate. Look, how the hill is being torn apart and all the flashes of red, flicks of red glass everywhere.
Symbolising what? Blood? War?
I think we'd better explore. And what I said before I fainted.
Yes?
Let's assume I knew what I was talking about.
And so, in conclusion, Mr. President, on behalf of all the American peoples, I should like to offer heartfelt congratulations. We only wish that we could be with you, standing shoulder to shoulder on this, your Jubilee Day.
What, all of you?
Yes.
That would be a bit of a squeeze, would it not? There are an awful lot of you.
The American peoples have nothing but love for England, from whence our seed sprung. You are our father, our protector, our rock, and we wish you nothing but happiness.
Is that it?
I hope it was all right.
Oh, yes. Capital. Quite capital. You learned the whole thing, did you not? I did not see you look down at your notes once.
I put in a lot of practice.
And it showed. Well done. I especially liked the bit about the seed. That was very funny. Less taken with the shoulder-to-shoulder thing. I mean, I'm hardly going to want to get my shoulder anywhere near touching distance of you. Who am I?
Oh, it was a wholly metaphorical shoulder, sir. I would not dream of suggesting that any physical contact...
Enough of this. You have got a present for me, I assume.
Oh, yes, sir. Just a little something. It will arrive in the morning.
I hope it is a very little something.
Nigel, darling, are you in here?
What are you doing up, Miriam? I put you to bed.
Oh, I know. But I tried and tried to sleep, you know. I furrowed up my forehead and really worked at it, and I'm just too excited. The thought of all those street parties and all that coloured bunting. Oh, it is just too thrilling for words. Are you doing anything important?
Just talking to the Prime Minister of America.
Hello, Madam President.
Oh, hello. What is this one's name, darling?
Do you know, I cannot remember.
Hello, out there. Are you looking forward to the Jubilee?
Yes, madam. We have a huge firework display in its honor.
I hope you have lots of bunting in the street. Coloured bunting, there's nothing like it.
Indeed we have, madam.
I love bunting. Hang it just right and it is even better than fireworks. The colours never fade and it is a lot less noisy.
Back to bed, Miriam. Excited or not, you need your sleep.
Yes. Beauty sleep for the ceremony tomorrow. I need to look as beautiful as I can. And let us be honest, I never look that beautiful, even with half a gallon of cosmetics smeared over my face.
If you will permit me to say, Madam President, the American peoples all find you to be the very definition of beauty.
The thing is, I do not like the Americans very much.
If I have caused offense...
Hear me out. You see, you look the same as us, and you have the same language as us, but then you open your mouths and that awful accent pops out, and we realize you are not actually like us at all.
Madam, I do assure you...
It is all to deceive us.
The way you pretend to be from good Anglo-Saxon stock. Why would I give a fig for the opinion of the American peoples, when even by your physical appearance you are nothing but shameless liars?
My family were English. My grandfather was at the head of the army that put down the American Revolt of 1943.
You can see why we make sure no one who leaves England can return. Listen to yourself. You have gone native.
Yes.